Yeah, we're gonna have to get
Belmont
rid of McConnell
University
the
in
old
Nashville,
fucking fashioned
Tennessee.
way.
I'm Kristen Welker.
Same thing with like
News,
Pelosi too. We can't rely on these people to fucking die. Like we need to replace them. We need to actually get voters out there, replace them, and shit like that. We aren't gonna get rid of these old fucking politicians just on a whim.
It is conducted under health and safety protocols.
It's gonna be like moving mountains.
Like, because Herman Cain died, but did Herman Cain have any influence of any merit at all at this point? Was he even in a position of fucking government by the time that he died? I don't think so.
No, he was the CEO of Godfather's Pizza.
President Donald J. Trump.
What?
Yeah.
he owned a pizza place?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Godfather's Pizza. Do it.
So that's the best thing that fucking we're gonna get out of this is just losing a dude who owned a pizza shop.
Oh, and the horrible 999 plan.
Oh god, yeah.
That's a horse of a different smell.
Whatever. Herman Cain was a fucking idiot, but he's not nearly as fucking harmful as someone like Mitch McConnell.
At the beginning of each section, each candidate will have 2 minutes
ridiculous.
uninterrupted to answer my first question. The debate commission will then turn on their
Bets
microphone
on dodging.
only when it
Take
is
your
their
bets.
turn to
Place
answer,
your bets.
and
Place
the
your.
commission will turn it off exactly when the 2 minutes have expired. After that, both microphones will remain on. But on behalf of the voters, I'm going to ask you to please speak one at a time. The goal is for you to hear each other.
Yeah, right.
For the American people to hear
This is gonna be
every
good.
word
This is
of
gonna
what
be
you both
good.
have to
I tell
say.
you what.
They're gonna
So
speak
with
two
that,
at a time.
If you're ready? Let's start. And we will begin with the fight against the coronavirus. President Trump, the first question is for you. The country is heading into a dangerous new phase. More than 40,000 Americans are in the hospital tonight with COVID, including record numbers here in Tennessee.
Thanks to you.
And since the two of you last shared a stage, 16,000 Americans have died from COVID. So please be specific. How would you lead the country during this next stage of the coronavirus crisis? 2 minutes uninterrupted.
He won't.
So, as you know, 2.2 million people modeled out. We're expected
do we even
to
need
die.
to listen to this?
We closed up.
No, he's just gonna
greatest
babble.
economy
By
in
the way,
world.
chat,
The greatest economy, the greatest economy.
Chat,
It's
let
a
me know if the
worldwide
audio levels are
pandemic.
good.
It's all over the world.
If I
You
need
see
to
the spikes in Europe
me
and
or
many other places
Animancer
right
and
now.
Jan or the
If you
stream or
notice,
if everything's
the
down. Let me know,
mortality
guys.
rate is down 85%.
Quality check.
The mortality rate is down.
Excess mortality
Bullshit.
rate is way down, much lower than almost
Excess
any other
mortality rate isn't
country.
down either.
And
Bullshit.
we're fighting it, and we're fighting it hard.
You're
There is a spike.
lying.
There was a spike in Florida, and it's now gone. There was a very big spike
It's
in
not
Texas.
gone.
It's now gone.
You're an-
There
oh
was
my-
a very big spike in
He said it's
Arizona.
lying.
It's
Turn up
now
the
gone.
debate? Okay.
Turn
And
up the
there are
debate.
some spikes and surges in other places. They will soon be gone. We have a vaccine.
No, they
that's
won't.
coming.
They won't soon
It's
be
ready.
gone. You'll
It's
soon be
going
gone.
to be announced within weeks, and it's going to be delivered. We have Operation Warp Speed, which is the military is going to distribute the vaccine.
All right,
can
stop
tell you
talking
from
like you're a
personal
fucking Star Trek
experience,
captain.
and, I was in the
He does.
hospital.
He
I had
does
it,
that.
and
Like
I
he does
got
do
better,
that.
And I will tell you
and
that
like the
I
Space
had
Force,
something
yo.
that they gave me.
Yeah, he
a
literally ripped
therapeutic,
off the
I
fucking
guess they
logo
would
from
call it. Some
Starfleet.
people could say it was a cure.
He did.
But,
Pretty much, yeah.
I was in for a short period of time, and I got better very fast, or I wouldn't
Time
be
for
here
some
tonight.
wine, yo.
And now they say I'm immune, whether it's 4 months or a lifetime.
Y'all are getting
nobody's
drunk
been
and
able
I'm
to say
not.
that.
You
But
are not
They're not
immune.
immune.
more and more people are.
No.
There's a
getting
difference
better.
between
We
being
have,
treated and
a
being
problem
fucking
that's a
immune.
worldwide problem. This
If
is a
you were immune, you
worldwide
wouldn't have
problem.
gotten it at
But
all.
I've been congratulated
But you
got
by
it.
heads of many
He's not even
countries
cured.
on what
I don't
we've been
believe
able to
for a
do.
minute that he's
With
cured.
the if you take a look at what
He
we've
lied
done in
and
terms
said
of
that
don't-
medication
goggles
that he's
and
been pushing for
masks
months
and
that he
gowns and everything else,
gets a kickback
and in particular
from.
ventilators.
That,
We're now
it's
making
a cure
ventilators
actually.
all over
I
the
think
world,
it actually
thousands and
cured me.
thousands a month,
Bullshit.
distributing
I
them
don't
all
believe
over
a
the
single
world.
word coming
it will
out of
go
Trump's
away,
mouth.
and as
I
I
never
say,
do.
we're rounding the turn. We're rounding the corner. It's going
No,
away.
we're not.
please.
You've been
From
saying
right-
that since
President
the
Biden, to you,
beginning.
how would you lead the country out of this crisis?
God.
You have 2 minutes uninterrupted.
I need to not take this seriously.
220,000 Americans dead. If you hear nothing else,
These are
I
not
say
going to be
tonight,
uninterrupted minutes.
do this. Anyone who's responsible for not taking control, in fact, not saying I take no responsibility initially, anyone who's responsible for that many deaths should not remain as President of the United States of America.
True.
We're in a situation
Yep.
where there are 1,000 deaths.
I mean, that's a
day
slippery
now.
slope, but it is
1,000
true.
deaths a day. And
No,
there are over
there's a lot of reasons to remove
70,000
someone
new
from presidency.
cases
I don't
per
think
day.
we do it enough.
Yeah.
Compared
Yeah,
to
I agree with that.
what's going
Agreed.
on in Europe,
Agreed.
as the New England Medical Journal said, they're starting from a very low
Trump
rate.
should have been
We're
impeached
starting
year
from a very
one.
high rate. The expectation
He should have
is
been
we'll have another
removed year one. He's already been
200,000 Americans
impeached.
dead.
The Senate just won't move on
between
it
now
because
and the end
Mitch
of the year.
McConnell's a fucking
If we just
cock.
wore these masks, the president's own advisors have told him, we could save 100,000 lives. And we're in a circumstance where the president thus far and still has no plan, no comprehensive plan.
Yeah, because partisan
What I would do
politics
is make
matters to
sure
him
we
more than
have
fucking the
everyone
lives of American
encouraged to
people
wear
at
a
the end of the
mask
day.
all the time. I would make
It's
sure
just a
we
reality
move in
show
the
for
direction
him.
of rapid testing.
And honestly, that's how it is with
rapid
most
testing. I would make
politicians.
sure
They care more
that we
about
set
pushing their
up
fucking
national
party's
standards as
politics
to how to
than the
open
lives of
up
Americans, but it's
schools,
especially
open up
transparent here.
businesses so they can be safe.
Like, this is one of the
and
most
give them the
transparent
wherewithal,
cases
the
of that
financial
in
resources to be able
recent
to do
human
that.
history.
We're in a situation now where the New England Medical Journal, one of the most serious journals in the whole world, said for the first time ever that the way this president has responded to this crisis has been absolutely tragic. And so, folks, I will take care of this. I will end this. I will make sure we have a plan.
President Trump,
yeah, you
I'd
fucking
like
better.
to follow up with
yeah.
your comments. You talked about taking a therapeutic. I
You
assume
talk
you're
a big
referencing
talk.
Regeneron. You also said
Yeah,
a
you talk a
vaccine
big
will
penis.
be coming within weeks.
I mean,
is that a guarantee?
do-
Is,
No,
Do
it's not a
peonies
guarantee,
talk?
but it will
That's
be
the
by the end
question.
of the year. But I think it has a good chance. There are two companies. I think
Okay,
within
there's a
matter
huge
of
difference
weeks,
between a few
and
weeks
it
and the
will
end
be
of the year.
distributed very
can
quickly.
you tell us which
Yeah,
companies?
the end of the year is
Johnson &
still.
Johnson is doing very well.
2 fucking full
Moderna is
months,
doing
right?
very well.
Yeah.
Pfizer
Yeah.
is doing very well, and
A
we
bit
have
over 2
numerous
months.
others. Then we also have
Got
others
also
that
lied
we're
to
working
Regeneron
very
on
a
closely with other
cure
countries, in
when
particular
it's
Europe.
not.
Let me follow
He's
up
got
with you because
69
this is
days.
New information. You have said a
See, that's the
vaccine is
type
coming
of
soon, within weeks
misinformation
now.
that
Your
just
own
makes a
officials
big
say
fucking
it could
impact.
take
I'm
well into
surprised that
2021
they
at the
never
earliest
bring it
for
up
enough
in these
Americans
debates.
to
Like, they
get
never actually
vaccinated.
call it out and
And
be
even
like,
then they
you
say
know
the
that you
country
can't
will be
actually
wearing
be
masks
like,
and
there's a difference between
distancing
treatment
into
and being immune to
2022.
something.
Is your timeline realistic?
No, I think my timeline is going to be more accurate. I don't know that they're counting on the military the way I do, but we have our generals lined up.
God.
I
one
know
in
more
particular,
than
that's the
everybody.
head of logistics.
I'm the smartest
and
man in
this
the
is a very
world.
easy distribution for him.
I
He's
literally
ready to
know
go as soon as
everything.
we have the
Fuck
vaccine.
the
And we
military's
expect to have
timeline. Fuck the
100 million
CDC's
vials. As
timelines.
soon as we
I have
the
all my
vaccine,
own
he's ready
timeline.
to go.
Fuck
Vice President Biden,
statistics
your
and
reaction,
numbers
and
too.
just
I have my own
40% of
numbers.
Americans say they would definitely agree
This
to
coming
take a
from the guy who said,
coronavirus
you know
vaccine
what?
if
I
it was
think
approved by the
I
government.
could
What
learn
steps
how to
would
be
you
a
take to give
doctor.
Americans
I could be a
confidence
doctor.
in a vaccine
I
if
could
it were
save
approved?
lives.
Make sure it's totally transparent.
Horse shit.
Have the
Fucking
science
horse
will
shit.
see it, know it, look at it, go through all the processes. And by the way, this is the same fellow who told you this is going to end by Easter.
Yeah, honestly,
last year.
trying to
This is the
rush a
same fellow who
vaccine
told
is
you
never
that,
a good
Don't
idea.
worry,
Like,
we're going to
it
end
needs
this
to go
by
through
the summer. We're about to
experimentation.
go
Like,
into
we
a
need
dark
time
winter.
to actually get a vaccine
dark
that's going to
winter.
be
And
effective,
he
not just
has
one that's
no
going to be
clear
rushed out
plan,
to help
and there's
someone's
no
presidential
prospect
campaign,
that there's going to be a
because that's
vaccine
inevitably
available
going to
for
have
the
fucking
majority of
issues
the
with
American
it.
people before the middle
I
of
mean,
next year.
it's
President
shown
Trump,
that
your reaction, he
when
says
scientists
no
take
plan.
more time to actually
Winter
develop
at
vaccines
all.
and they think
We're
about it
opening
more
up
and they
our
experiment
country.
more, then
We've
it ends up
learned
being
and
more
studied and
successful than if
understand the
it's fucking
disease,
rushed out.
which we didn't at the
Rushing-
beginning.
Right? I mean,
when
rushing
I
a
closed
vaccine
and
is not
banned
beneficial.
China
Yeah, rushing a
from
vaccine
coming
is
in
never
heavily
We
good.
infected,
understand
and
the
then
need for
ultimately
vaccine,
Europe.
but rushing
China
is
was
not
in
good.
January. Months later, he was saying I was xenophobic. I did it too soon. Now he's saying, oh, I
Oh,
should have,
God, this
I
is
should have,
fucking horseshit
moved
again.
quicker.
But you're bringing
But
into
he didn't
this?
move
How
quicker.
did
He
you
was
manage
months
to make this
behind
into a
me.
personal
Many
attack?
months behind me.
Like,
and frankly,
isn't this
he
supposed to
ran
be
the
talking about the fucking
H1N1
quality of the
swine flu,
coronavirus?
and it was a
Like
total
that?
disaster.
He
Far
doesn't
less
have any
lethal,
fucking plans,
but
people.
It
He
was
just
a total
doesn't
disaster.
have a fucking
Had that
plan.
had
He's
this
been
kind
winning
of
it since day
numbers,
one.
This is what I'm really fucking tired of, especially when it
700,000
comes to these
people would be
debates. It's
dead
all just
right
personal
now.
attacks
But
on
it
the
is
other
a
person.
far
It's not
less
actually talking
lethal
about policy or any
disease.
fucking substance.
Look, his own
Or at least that's what a
person
lot of
who
it is.
ran that for him, who, as you know,
he's the
was
king of
his,
doing this type of shit.
chief of staff, said
Oh,
it was catastrophic. It was
Yeah,
horrible.
he's just-
we
he's
didn't know
just-
what we
he's
were
just
doing.
playing blame
now
game,
he comes up and he
dispersal,
tells us how to do
horse
this.
shit, isn't it?
Also, everything
As
that he said
usual,
about the way
it's-
every
I like how
single
he-
move that he said we
And
should
rather
make,
than making an argument
that's
that
what
he's
we've done.
actually like
We've done all
the
of
better
it.
fucking
But he was
president to
way
do this, he's
behind
just
us.
being like, well,
Vice
the other
President
guy's
Biden, your
incompetent
response.
too,
My
so
response is
you know.
he is xenophobic, but not because he shut down access from China. And he did it late after 40 countries had already done that. In addition to to that, what he did, he made sure that we had 44 people that were in there in China trying to get to Wuhan to determine what exactly the source was. What did the president say in January? He said, no, he said, he's being transparent.
He said it's
the
a fake disease, fake virus,
we owe him a
liberal
debt of
hoax.
gratitude. We have to thank him.
He's basically,
and then
he,
what happened
he knew.
was we started
he
talking
knew,
about using
and he
the
didn't
Defense
say
Act
a damn
to make sure
word.
we go out and get whatever is needed
Dude, I wouldn't
out
be
there to
surprised
protect people.
if, like,
and again,
Trump
I
knew
go back
about
to this.
COVID and
He
he let
had
it
nothing.
happen.
He did
No,
virtually
we know
nothing,
he
and
knew about
then
it.
he gets
Like
out of
in
the
Diddy
Then he
hospital.
let it happen.
And
Like intentionally.
Yeah,
let it happen.
intentionally.
This is don't
Intentionally.
worry. It's all going to be over soon.
That's the funny
facts-
thing about
There's
it,
not
too.
another
the
serious
facts have
scientist in
been
the
borne
world
out.
thinks it's
Yeah.
going to be over soon.
Even though that's
President
true,
Trump,
like
your
it didn't
reaction?
help him
Over
at
soon,
all.
I
Like
say
there was
we're
no
learning
reason
to
for him
live
to
with it.
not
We have
like
no choice.
actually
We
be a
can't
good
lock
like.
ourselves up in a
I
basement.
don't. There was no
like
reason for him
Joe
not to
does.
actually
He
do
has
the right fucking
He
thing.
has the ability
Probably
to
would
lock
have given him a
himself up.
stronger
I don't know.
chance
He's
of getting
obviously made a lot of
reelected.
money someplace.
Yeah.
But he has this
Yeah,
thing
but he
about
didn't do
living
that.
in a basement.
And
People
now
can't
we're-
do
I
that.
don't get
But
why
no,
not.
I,
Though.
as the
I
president, couldn't
genuinely
do
don't
that.
get
I'd love
why
to put
not. It
myself in
doesn't
the
make any
basement
sense.
or
It
in a
doesn't make
beautiful
any
room in
sense
the
from like
White
a
House
strategic
and
point
go
of
away
view
for
to
a
do
year and a
that.
half until it
Because
disappears.
Donald Trump doesn't know
I
anything
can't
about
do
being
that.
what-
And
what
Kirsten,
about
every
being a
every
fucking
meeting
president.
I had,
Can
every
I just-
meeting I
Clearly.
had, and I'd meet a
Can
lot
I
of
just say,
families,
yo,
including
Trump being
Gold
like,
Star
I'm
families
really sick of
and
this line of
military
attack.
families.
He
Every
hides in a
meeting I had,
basement.
and
He
I had
hides
to
in a
meet them.
basement.
I had to.
You
It
hid
would
in
be
a
horrible to
basement,
have canceled
motherfucker.
everything.
You
I
hid
said, you know,
when there was
Yeah,
a
let's not forget when you
protest.
hid in the fucking bunker.
And
Yeah,
you catch it.
seriously.
Yeah,
And, you know,
there was
I
a
caught
fucking
it. I learned a
peaceful
lot.
protest
I
outside
learned
of the
a lot.
White House,
Great
and you
doctors,
hid
great
like a
hospitals.
cucked little pussy.
And now I recovered. 99
I made that
No,
really
you have not recovered.
of young
I
people
made that
recovered.
really successful tweet that actually
99%
landed
of
well
people
with like a lot of
recover. We have
libertarian
to recover.
conservatives
We
where I
can't
was
close
like, you
up
know
our
that
nation. We
how
have to
bad it
open
looks
our
when your
school,
country is
and we
burning
can't
and
close
your
up our
decision
nation,
is just
or
to
you're
be
not
like,
going to
okay,
have
I'm
a
just gonna
nation.
sit in a fucking
And of course,
bunker.
the CDC has said young people can get
Like
sick
it
with
makes you look
COVID-19
weak.
and
Even
can
if you're a
pass
fucking
it.
conservative,
Vice
you
President
should
Biden,
look
I
at
want
that
to
and
talk
be like, this
broadly about
dude is fucking
strategy.
weak.
though.
He
You have
doesn't
six-
give a shit about optics.
30
It's
seconds, please,
path
then I have a
clear.
question.
And that's what I
Number
try to
one,
do a lot,
he
honestly,
says
because
that
those are the type
we're,
of people
you
that
know,
you
we're
should
learning
really
to
try
live
and
with it.
break through to.
People are
Like the
learning to
people,
die
you can
with
actually
it.
convince
You
a
folks
right-wing
home will have
person
an
that
empty
Trump is
chair at the
not a
kitchen
good
table this
right-winger.
morning. That man
Like
or
that's
wife
actually
going
kind
to
of an
bed tonight
effective
and
strategy
reaching
at
over
getting
to try
people
to
to
touch
move
their
away from him and
out of
maybe
habit
vote for
where their
someone
wife or
else.
husband was.
Maybe
Is
not vote for
gone.
Biden, but at
Learning
least
to
vote
live
for
with it.
somebody
Come
else, like
on.
the
We're
libertarian
dying
candidate or
with it
something.
because he's never said. You said it's dangerous. When's the last time? Is it really dangerous?
Which is a lot
still?
less harmful.
Are we dangerous? You tell the people it's dangerous now. What should they do about the danger? And you say, I take no responsibility.
Let me talk about your two.
Excuse me, I
very quickly.
take full responsibility.
Whoa.
It's not my fault that he came here. It's China's fault.
Wait,
and you know what?
that's
it's
like
not
a
Joe's
fucking-
fault that
he
came
actually
here
said
either.
those words,
it's
though.
China's
That's
fault.
like-
They kept it from going into the rest
I've
of
never
China for the
expected to
most
hear
part,
that.
but they
Shit.
didn't keep it from coming out to the world.
Of course,
Alright, I'll
yeah.
give
Now
you-
he
That was a
I'll-
swerve.
Yeah.
He's trying to
Yeah.
swerve.
Yeah, he says
Exactly.
When
I
we knew it was
accept
coming,
full responsibility,
when it hit.
and then he
And then
proceeds
doesn't.
to
What did the
defend
president say?
himself.
He
Yeah.
said, don't worry.
Yeah, that's the
It's
thing.
going to go
Like,
away.
I was gonna be like,
Be
all
gone
right,
by
I'll give you
Easter.
a
Don't
cookie.
worry.
I'll give you a
Warm
cookie for
weather.
that. At least
Don't
that
worry.
was
Maybe
one moment
inject
of like
bleach. He said he was kidding when he said that, but a
I
lot of
guess
people thought it
not.
was serious. A whole range of things the president has said, even today.
Look, he watched the
thinks
doc
we
so
are
fucking
in
bad.
control.
Like he held up
We're
his
about to
finger.
lose
He's like, man, this is
200,000
killing
more
me.
people.
Look at him. Look at him.
I have to finish this.
Like, oh, shit.
Oh,
Stand up,
he's
but just to
struggling.
finish this,
Yeah.
when I closed,
He's really having
said,
to
"I
fucking
shouldn't have
hold it in
closed."
there.
And that went on for
He
months.
says he
Nancy
was
Pelosi
kidding.
said the same thing.
Is
She
that
was
his
dancing in
fucking
the streets in
defense?
Chinatown.
Oh,
I was
I'm
just
just
fucking around.
kidding.
But when
I
I
was just
closed,
pretending to be
kidding.
retarded.
this is a terrible thing. You're
Oh,
xenophobic.
there it
I
is.
think he called
There
me
it is.
racist,
Nancy
Stephen.
Pelosi's
I'm
And
bad.
that's because I
kidding.
was closing
We all
it to
know
China.
Nancy
Now he
Pelosi's
says I
bad.
should have
Literally
closed it
everybody
earlier.
knows that Nancy
I-
Pelosi's a
Joe,
bitch.
it doesn't
I
work.
didn't say
Pelosi
either of
can
those
fuck
things. You
off.
say
Certainly
should have
did.
called
You
Pelosi.
certainly
Pelosi
did.
should fuck
I
off,
talked
and
about
so
his
should Mitch
xenophobia
McConnell.
in a different
Yeah.
context. It wasn't about closing the
Fuck
border
both
to
of them. They're
Chinese
huge fucking
coming
walls
to the
in
United
the
States.
face
All
of
right, I want to
progress.
talk about both of your different strategies to
He
handling
thought
this.
I
Obviously,
shouldn't have
McConnell
closed the
much more.
border.
Well, let's-
That's
But
obvious.
still.
Is that? Do you want to respond to that quickly, Vice President
No.
Biden? Okay.
Biden
Let's talk
actually
about your
never
different
said that Trump shouldn't
strategies
close
toward
the
dealing
border.
with
I
this.
don't
Mr.
remember
Vice
him
President,
ever
you
saying
suggested
that.
you would
I don't-
support
I
these
don't- I don't
shutdowns if
remember that
scientists
either.
recommended
He
it.
did call
What do you
Trump
say to
xenophobic,
Americans who
but
are
yeah-
fearful that the cost of shutdowns, the the impact of
At least
this
it
virus,
didn't
the
say
high rates of
racist,
hunger,
like,
depression,
dude, 'cause
domestic
people really
and
don't like
substance
hearing
abuse
that.
outweighs
Calls
the
it the
risk of
China
exposure
virus
to the
constantly.
virus.
He is
What I
fucking
would say
xenophobic.
is I'm going to shut down the virus, not the country. It's his ineptitude that caused the country to have to shut down in large part. Why businesses have gone under, why schools are closed, why so many people have
Yeah,
lost
we could be
their
handling
living,
this
and
properly,
why they're
you
concerned.
know?
Those
Yeah.
other concerns are
We
real.
could've-
That's
we
why
could've literally
he should
handled
have
this
been, instead
properly.
of
It
in a
would have been
sand
like
trap
a-
in his golf course, he should have been negotiating
Yeah, we could be handling
with
this
Nancy
like Trump
Pelosi
handles
and the rest of
But
the
no,
Democrats and
but no,
Republicans
it had
about
to be-
what to
it
do
had-
about
Whoa,
the tax they were
okay.
passing for billions of
You
dollars
just
to
got what
make
I
sure
said.
people had the
Hey,
capacity.
hey,
But
give
you
me a
haven't
bit.
ruled
I'm
out
lagging.
shutdowns.
Thing.
Yeah,
You wanna
yeah.
No,
molest the
I'm not
country?
shutting down the name, but there are, look.
I mean, that would be better
you
than
need
this.
standards. The standard is
I
if you have a
mean-
reproduction rate in a community that's above a certain level, everybody says, slow up.
Let's be honest, you
More
already kind
social
of is.
distancing. Do not open bars and do not open gymnasiums. Do not open until you get this under control, under more control. But when you do open, give the people the capacity to be able to open and have the capacity to do it safely.
Jamie, I'm sure
For
you've
example,
seen that
schools.
classic image of like a
Schools,
Trump
they need a lot of
supporter.
money
It's
to
like
open. They
she's
need
like
to
a
deal with
middle-aged
ventilation
woman, and
systems.
she's
They
like,
need to deal with
Trump
smaller
can grab
classes,
me by
more
my
teachers,
pussy, and
more
then it has
pods.
like a fucking
And
arrow
he's
pointing down to her
refused to
pussy.
support that
Oh,
money, or
God.
at least up to now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about schools. President Trump,
I think we have to
That's
respond to
disgusting
that.
on many
please,
levels.
and then I have a
Yeah,
follow-up.
you, and I
that's really
appreciate
weird.
that.
I don't like that
Look,
type
all
of
he
shit.
does is talk about shutdowns. But forget about him. His Democrat
Shutting
governors,
down is a
Cuomo
good
in
thing,
New
you
York.
fucking-
You look at what's going on
he's
in
gonna pivot
California.
to
You look at
Antifa, I bet.
Pennsylvania, North Carolina. Democrats,
Calling a virus from
Democrats all,
China the China
they're
vi-
shut down
the
so
China
tight,
virus is
and
racist.
they're dying.
Maybe it's not
They're
racist, but it's
dying.
xenophobic.
And he
we
supports
know
all
that
these
it's
people.
not.
All
the
he
China
talks about is
virus. Give me a break.
shutdowns. No,
all
we're
that
not gonna
does
shut down,
is
and we have
perpetuate
to open our
xenophobia
schools.
and
And it's
fear
like, as an
against
example, I have a
Chinese
young son.
people.
He also
Trump knows that.
testified positive.
Yeah.
Republicans
See,
know
there's
that.
no
The
reason
time
to
I
call
spoke
it that.
to the
It already
doctor
had
the
a
second
name.
time, he was
It's
fine.
not.
He just went away.
Maybe if
Young
it didn't
people.
already have a name,
I
which
guess
would
it's
make
their
any
immune
sense,
system.
then I
Let me
would be
follow
like,
up with you,
whatever.
President Trump.
But
You've demanded schools
So,
open in person and insist they can
just
do
to
it
clear this
safely.
up,
But just
the
yesterday,
virus was
Boston
detected
became
as
the latest
as
city to move
late
its
as,
public
like,
school system
actually as early as
entirely
March
online after a
2019
coronavirus spike.
in
What is your message
Spain.
to parents who worry
honestly,
that
when it
sending their
became,
children to
when he
school
started
will
calling it the
endanger not
China
only their
virus,
kids,
is when it
but
became
also
a
their
political
teachers
issue,
and families?
I wanna
and that's
open
when it was
schools,
inevitably not
the
going to be like
transmittal
solved
rate
in this
to the
country.
teachers
Well,
is
yeah,
low, very
that
small.
and
But
it was
I wanna
another
open
sticking
the
point for
schools. We
Trump
have to
to
open our
fucking
country.
throw
We're not
at,
going to have a country.
you know,
You can't do
China
this.
in general
We can't
because
keep
of that
this
fucking
country closed.
stupid-ass
This is a
trade war.
massive.
You know what the thing is, though?
country
There's
with a
enough
massive
things to
economy.
fucking take
People
a
are
pot
losing
shot at
their
China
jobs.
for. China
They're
does a lot of
committing
fucked up
suicide.
shit. You don't
There's
actually have
depression,
to, like,
alcohol, drugs
I don't
at a
know.
level
Like
that
you
nobody's
said,
ever
You don't
seen
like,
have to
before.
fabricate a
There's
fucking
abuse,
name.
tremendous
exactly. And a
abuse.
lot of people,
We
when
have
they
to
hear
open
that,
our
they don't
country.
blame the
I've
Chinese
said it
government as they
often.
should.
The
They
cure
blame all
cannot be
Chinese
worse
people,
than the
including people
problem
who might be
itself.
here in America.
That's
And not
what's
everybody
happening.
does that,
And he wants
obviously.
to
Some people
close
are
down,
smart enough
close down the
to
country
know the
if
difference
one
between the
person
government and the populace.
massive
But a lot of people don't,
bureaucracy
and
says
he knows
we
that.
should close
And
it down.
Vice President Biden, you're
I don't know.
Simply
It's
not true.
irresponsible for
We
him
ought
to
to be
say
able to
that.
walk
It
and
is.
chew gum at the same time. We ought to be able to
Oh my
safely open.
God. Wait,
They
come on,
need to
dude.
be
No,
able
he
to
was
open.
using an
You
idiom.
need
He
to
was
be
using
able
an
to,
idiom.
for
I
example,
know,
if you're gonna
but
open
yeah,
a
it's
business,
fucking
have
silly.
social distancing within the business. You need to have, if you have a restaurant, you need to have plexiglass
Logan, you
dividers
have no
so
idea
people
what the fuck
cannot
xenophobic means
infect
if
one
that's
another.
what you're
You need to be in a position where you
defining
can
that.
And
take
what you're talking about
testing
right now is
rapidly and
completely
know whether the
irrelevant
person
to
is,
the
in
fact that
infected. You need to be able to trace.
calling
You
a
need to be able to
virus,
provide
blaming a
all the
virus on a
resources
country,
we need
an
to
entire
treat it.
country,
And that
and
is
an
not
entire group of
inconsistent
people.
with saying that.
Yeah, that has
what
nothing to do
you're
with
gonna make
what
sure that
the
we-
Chinese
Yeah, okay.
government is
By the
doing
way,
right now.
I have a beef with this.
Not that
I need to
many of you
fucking
are
bring
gonna
this
die,
up
so
because
don't
this is a
worry
huge
about it.
issue. There's
So
no
don't worry
reason
about
to
it.
call it
Come
that.
on.
It already had a
President
name.
Trump,
We already
let me
had
follow
it
up with you
established.
quickly.
By the way, I
If
will
you want to
say
put some
this.
fault
If you
on
go
China
look
for
at
not
what's
taking the
happened
proper
to New York,
precautions, yeah,
it's
we
a
get it. Their
ghost
government
town.
sucks.
It's a
Nobody
ghost
on
town.
this stream
When
is
you
an
talk about
apologist for the Chinese
plexiglass, these are
government.
restaurants
As
that
far as
are
I'm aware,
These are
we all,
businesses with
yeah,
no
we all
money.
fucking hate China.
Putting up
Most people
plexiglass
fucking
is
hate China,
unbelievably
but
expensive,
there's a difference
and
between
it's not
Chinese
the
people
answer.
and the
I mean, you're gonna
Chinese
sit there
government.
in
The
a
Chinese
cubicle
people
wrapped
are
around
victims
with
of their fucking
plastic.
government. It's true.
These are
Yeah,
businesses
my beef
that
is
are
with the
dying,
Chinese
Joe.
government,
You
not
can't
the
do that
Chinese
to people.
The Chinese
You
people
can't.
didn't ask
Take
for
a
this
look
fucking
at New York
virus.
and what's
They
Neither
didn't.
did
happening.
anybody
My
else.
wonderful city.
They also
So-
didn't ask to
so
be
many
raised
years,
for
I loved it. It was
generations with an
vibrant. It's
oppressive
dying.
totalitarian
Everyone's leaving New
regime that
York.
is known for
Vice
brainwashing
York has
people with
done in terms of
propaganda.
turning the
Yeah.
curve down in terms of the number of people dying. And I don't look at
I mean,
this
we
in
do the
terms of
same
way
thing,
he
but
does.
we don't.
Blue states
Yeah,
have
in
it.
different
We
ways.
All the
don't
United
really
States.
have had it
And
like
look at the states that are
communists
having
do.
such a spike.
Certainly. And I mean, not to say that's not an issue in other countries. It is an issue in other countries, but it's really fucking bad in China.
That's where the spike is occurring significantly. But they're
So no,
all
I'm no
Americans.
fucking fan of the
All
Chinese
Americans.
government.
And what we have to
But
do
there's
is
no
say,
reason to call
wear
it.
these masks,
There's no reason to
number
call
one.
it that.
Make
There's
sure
literally
we
no
do
reason to
help
call it
that the
like I
businesses
said,
need
the
that has
virus was
money's
actually detected
already
in
been
Spain in
passed to do
2019.
that.
March
It's been
of
out there
2019.
since the beginning of the summer.
Oh, so it
and
was
nothing's
originally fucking
happened.
found in Spain? I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
has
yeah.
lost more than
Allegedly, because we don't know if it's
40,000
No,
Spain.
no, there's an
11,000
article.
people
I'll
in
pull
nursing
it up.
homes.
President
at
Trump,
Oh,
what
When you
about
say spike, take a look at what's happening in Pennsylvania, where they've had it closed. Take a look
There's
at
a
what's
bigger
happening with
spike
your
in
friend
fucking North
in
Dakota and
Michigan,
South
where her
Dakota.
husband's
Yeah,
the
there's
only
bigger
one allowed
spikes
to
in
do
fucking red
anything.
states,
It's been like
motherfucker.
a prison.
Yeah.
That was just
And every
ruled
time you hold one of your
unconstitutional.
rallies.
Take a look at
And
North
here's the thing,
Carolina. They're having
terrorists.
This is
spikes, and
this
they've
is a
been
poor
closed,
argument because
and they're
blue
getting
states tend to
killed
have
financially.
higher
We can't let
population
that happen, Joe.
density
You
because there's
can't
more
let that
cities, there's
happen.
more people
We
around
have
each
to
other.
open up.
So it's really
And
not
we
fair to be
understand
like,
the disease.
okay, well,
we
in
have
these
to
states,
protect
they've been
our
having a lot
seniors.
more
we
issues.
have to protect our elderly. We have to protect especially our seniors with heart problems and
You know,
diabetes.
yeah,
by the way-
they did try to, they
Hang
did
on.
try
Best
to,
testing
They
in the
tried to
world
hide
by
it at
far.
first,
That's why we have so
but
many
then
cases.
they
Let me
actually
follow
did a
up with you
very
before
good
we move
job
on to our
at
next
fucking
section. President
handling
Trump
it
this week
themselves.
called Dr.
And you
Anthony
know what?
Fauci,
If
the
we'd have
nation's
fucking
best
done
known infectious
half of what
disease
they
expert,
did,
quote,
we
"a
might be doing
disaster."
okay
He
right now.
described him and
But
other medical experts as,
look,
quote,
we had the
idiots.
warning. We
If you're
knew
not listening
China
to them,
fucking
who are you listening to?
I'm listening to all of them,
warned
including
us
Anthony. I
late,
get along
but they
very well
warned
with
us.
Anthony. But
Like, this
did
shit we
say,
knew
don't
long
wear
early
masks.
enough to make
He
the
did
fucking
say,
changes that needed to
as
be
you
made
know,
to
this
fucking
is not
take
going
the
to be a
precautions,
problem.
and
I think he's
the
a
government
Democrat,
did
but that's
nothing.
okay. He said this is not going to be a
I don't
problem.
like Trump at all, but I'm
We're
pretty
not
sure he
gonna
was
have a
calling it
problem
that
at
so
all.
people didn't
When
forget
Joe
where it
says
came
that
from and who's responsible for the
isolate,
virus. Well, here's the thing. This is
Fauci
when it
said,
comes to a
and
global
doctors,
pandemic, this is not a time to fucking point fingers. What we need to care about doing first is getting it resolved. Once it's resolved, then we can be like, hey, why the fuck didn't you do a better job with this? But at this point, I mean, we're not doing a good job with it either. So who are we to fucking say? That's what I'm saying.
we're doing a piss poor job right now.
If we were doing an excellent job, then whatever. I
Vice
wouldn't
President
even
Biden,
care.
your
If we were doing
response
like
quickly,
the,
and then we're
if
gonna
we were
move
doing
on
the
to the
best
next
job
section.
of any
response
country,
is
which we
that
should
think
be,
about
as
what
the
the
premier
president
fucking
knew in
Western country with the
January,
most
then told
resources to
everybody.
do a good job with this type
He
of
was
thing.
told this
Also,
was
we
a
have the
serious
most fucking
virus that
challenges
spread
because
in
this
the
is a
air,
very
and it was much
diverse
worse
country when
than-
it comes to
much
opinions.
worse
There is
than
inevitably going to
flu.
be people who
He went
had
on
an issue
record
with
and
this.
said to
But
one of your
Sealing,
still,
sealing people
recorded
in their homes
that,
and
in
throwing
fact, he
people
knew
in
how
cages. Do you
dangerous
have
it was, but he
anything
didn't want to
that
tell us.
remotely suggests
Didn't
that
want to
actually
tell us because
happened?
he didn't want us to
I just want to
panic.
know.
He didn't want us-
It's
Americans
not a
don't
matter of
panic.
doubt. It's a
He
matter of
panicked.
skepticism.
But guess what? In the meantime, we find out in the New York Times the other
I mean,
day
I wouldn't be
that, in
I-
surprised
fact,
I
if
don't-
China
I
China
don't-
went to Wall Street
that,
and
but
said
I
this
need
is a
some
really
evidence
dangerous
if I'm
thing.
Yeah.
right.
And a memo out of
Yeah,
that meeting,
you're
not from
making
his
a bit of an
administration,
extraordinary
but
claim.
from
I'm
someone
gonna
who
need-
said,
I'm
"Sell
not
short,
suggesting
because
that
we gotta
we
get
do,
moving."
even if China did
It's
do
a
that. I'm not
dangerous
suggesting
problem.
we do
I'm going
what
to give
China
you 30
did.
seconds
I'm
to
suggesting we
respond,
take
and
this
then we're
fucking
gonna move on.
seriously, like China
You're the one
did.
that takes all the money from Wall Street.
We could have taken it seriously and treated it like an actual virus instead of calling it a hoax. Trump knew early enough, okay?
So much more money.
I'm
knew
not
in February
condoning what
and in
China
January.
does. I don't care.
I could call
We could be able to crush this type of thing living in a free country if everyone was just more considerate of each other and like actually cared about each other's well-being, and we wouldn't have to sacrifice any of our individual liberties or anything like that. It wouldn't have to be any fucking issue at all. Honestly, for a fucking global pandemic that provides a huge issue, if we just went about it smarter and we're actually united about this and we're not trying to make it a polarized political issue like most countries do, then we'd be doing a lot better. We'd probably be doing the best of any country. We'd be crushing
We're
this
going to
shit.
move on to our
100%.
next section, which
And it
is
wouldn't even be
national
an issue for
security.
any of us.
And I do want to start with the security of our elections and some breaking news from overnight.
Oh boy,
Just
this is gonna
last
be a
night,
barnstormer.
top intelligence officials confirmed again that both Russia and Iran are working to influence this
Well, yeah,
election.
Russia and Iran
Both
have
countries
some
have
vested
obtained
interest
U.S.
in the
voter
thing.
registration
It's not all
information,
Russiagate.
these officials say,
Don't-
and Iran
Is
sent
it really that
intimidating
hard to
messages
believe?
to
No,
Florida
I said
voters.
that. It's not
This
that
question
hard to
goes
believe,
you,
but if
Mr.
I'm going
Vice
to believe
President,
something,
what would
I
you
want to see
do
at least
to put
some
an end
evidence
to
of it.
this threat? You
Yeah.
have 2 minutes
Of it.
uninterrupted.
Shoot them in the
I made
Discord
it
server. I'll
clear.
take a look. Maybe
I
you're
asked
fucking
everyone
right.
else to
And
take
if
the pledge.
so, then I'll
I made
I'll
it clear
concede
that
on
any
that. But
country, no
yeah,
matter
'cause
who
I don't
it is,
agree with that.
interferes
If
in
what you
American
said is
elections
actually true,
will
yeah, I mean,
pay
that's
a price. They will
I never
pay
believe
a price.
curtailing people's
It's been
freedoms for the
overwhelmingly
sake of the
clear.
greater
This
good. It's
election
almost
won't
never
even
the
get into
truth.
the last one. This
but
election,
whatever.
Russia has been
I
involved.
want to see evidence.
China's been involved to some
I
degree.
still think you're
and now
grasping
we
at
learned
straws.
that
And
Iran
moving,
is involved.
but
They will
but
pay a
China
price
bad.
if I'm
But
elected.
like
They're
again,
interfering with
everything you're saying is
American
fucking
sovereignty.
irrelevant. Okay,
That's what's
I
going
don't
on
care what
right
the
now.
Chinese
Interfering with
government
American
did.
sovereignty.
The fact
To the
is,
best of my knowledge,
even
I
if
don't
it
think
did
the
come from
president said
China,
anything
which
to
there's
people
evidence
about
to
it.
suggest
I
it
don't think
actually
he's
came
talking
from
to them a lot.
Spain.
I don't think he said a
Even if
word.
it
I
did
don't
come
know
from
why he
China,
hadn't said a
calling
word
it the
to people
China
about it.
virus is not
And I
fucking
don't know what
helpful,
he has
and
recently said,
it
if
does
anything,
stoke
to the
xenophobia
ratings. My
towards
guess is he'd
Chinese
probably be more
people.
outspoken.
There
I
were
think think the
Chinese
more
people,
important thing
regular
is
Chinese
that-
people here in America
We are
that
in a
were attacked.
situation where we have
People who like I've
companies,
literally
countries trying to interfere in the
heard of
outcome
people
of our
being like,
elections.
oh, there's a
It's all national
Chess who
security
works for a
advisor
medical
told him
clinic
that.
had
What
people
is
call in and be
happening
like,
with his
oh,
buddy-
like I
well,
came in
I
contact with a
will.
Chinese
His buddy,
person.
Rudy
I need to be
Giuliani.
tested for
He's being
COVID.
used
There's
as
been
a
people
Russian
that have
pawn.
like
He's being fed
that
information
are afraid of
that is
Chinese
Russian-
people now for no good
that is
reason.
not true.
Yeah,
It's
and you know what? This is
bullshit.
not the first
Nothing
time,
happens.
and this
And then
always
you
type
find out
fucking
that
type of shit happens.
everything
Remember
is
back when
going on
Ebola was a
here
thing and everyone was
about
afraid of
Russia
black
to
Oh
people?
yeah,
make
yeah.
sure that I do
Well,
not
yeah,
get
Ebola's a
elected to be
hemorrhagic
president of the
fever,
United States
and it works
because
pretty
they know
goddamn
I
fast
know
in most
them,
places.
and
In
they
most
Yeah,
cases.
but
know
like
me.
the media way
I don't
overblew that
understand
issue.
Oh
why
yeah,
this
yeah.
president
Sort
is
of
willing
like
to take on Putin when
Berg
he's
flu.
And you know what?
actually
And you
paying
know what?
bounties to kill
Honestly,
American
the
soldiers in
media is
Afghanistan,
also a
when
huge
he's
reason to
engaged
blame
in
for the
activities that
ignorance
are
about
trying
fucking
to
Corona. And here's the
destabilize all
reason
of
why,
NATO.
because
I don't know
because
why
of
he
shit
doesn't
like
do
that.
it, but it's
When
worth
I
asking
was
the
first hearing
question.
about fucking
Why
COVID,
isn't that being
when I was
done?
first hearing
Any
about COVID,
country
I was like, yeah,
interferes with
fucking
us
right. Yeah.
will, in
Are
fact,
you fucking
pay a
serious? Yeah,
price
right.
because they're
Overblown,
affecting
just
our
like everything else
sovereignty.
the media's talked about.
President
Oh
Trump,
yeah, I'm sure there's
same
going to be
question to
just
you.
just like
Let me ask the question. You're going to have 2
and
minutes
over
to
time,
respond.
I
For 2
realized,
elections
hey,
in a
wait,
row
this is
now,
an
there has
actual
been
fucking
substantial
problem.
interference from
And I
foreign
feel like that's how it
adversaries.
was for a
What
lot of
would you
people.
do in your
And a lot of
next
people just
term
never
to
even
put an
got
end
to
to this?
that
2
point. They
minutes
still
Well,
think
let me
uninterrupted.
it's just a
respond
hoax.
to the
Just
first
like
part.
Ebola
As
and all these
Joe
other
answered,
fucking
Joe
viruses.
got $3.5 million from Russia, and it came through Putin because he was very friendly with the former mayor
Talking
of
about-
Moscow.
Wait.
It was the mayor
What
of
money did
Moscow's
Trump get
wife,
from Russia?
you
And
got
what proof do you
$3.5
have?
million.
And by the way,
Your
also,
family got
even if that's
$3.5
true,
million,
how much money
and,
have you gotten
someday
from
you're gonna have to
Russia
explain,
and
why did you
Iran
get $3.5
and
I never
a
got any
million
money
other
from
countries?
Russia. I don't
You
get money from
fucking
Russia. Now, about
corrupt
your
What about-
thing
fucking
last
orange
night, I knew all
clown.
about that. And
What about that
Bruce,
secret Chinese
John,
bank that he
who
didn't
was John
disclose?
Ratcliffe,
Oh, yeah,
who's fantastic. DNI. He said. the one
Yeah,
thing
he has
that's
an account in a
common to
Chinese
both of
bank,
them,
and he paid more
they
taxes
both
to China
want
than he
you
did
to
to the
lose,
fucking U.S.
because there has been nobody
Yeah.
tougher to Russia. Between the
There
sanctions,
are a group of
nobody
people in
tougher
China
than me
right
on
now who are
Russia.
being blamed for the
Between
virus
the
attack for it. Like,
sanctions,
yeah, that's 100%
between
fucking
all
shitty.
of what
I don't
I've done
agree
with
with
NATO,
that.
you know, I've got the NATO countries to put up an extra
whatever.
130
that goes
billion,
without
going to
saying. I think that
420
most
billion
people,
dollars a year.
I think anyone who's
That's to
watching
guard
this right
against
now
Russia.
agrees like that's
I
fucked
sold,
up. Like,
while he was selling
don't persecute
pillows
a
and
certain like
sheets,
group or
I
ethnicity
sold
of people
tank
if that
busters
is
to
happening. And
Ukraine.
whatever.
There has been
I know China
nobody
sucks.
tougher
Very possible that it is.
on Russia than
Um,
Donald Trump.
Yeah, no one agrees
And
that that's fucking
I'll
okay.
tell you, they were
Anyway,
so bad. They
we
took
should move
over
on from that. It's really
submarine
it's a
port.
distraction.
You remember that
This
very
is the
well.
problem.
During
The whole
your
China
term,
virus,
during
China
you
virus.
and Barack
It's a
Obama,
fucking
they
distraction.
took
And the
over
fact
Exactly.
that
and now
the fact
he's
Ukraine.
that we're arguing about it now is why Trump talks about it. That's why he calls it that
Yeah.
all the fucking
Yeah.
time to stir up a discord between people.
All of the emails, the
He's a-
emails,
puts the
it's-
blame
it's a
on
distraction.
China instead of
kind of
yeah.
money that you were
Blame
raking
everybody
in,
but
you and your
yourself.
family. And Joe, you were vice president when some of this was happening.
You know,
and
it was
should have
crazy because
never
we were
happened.
mind blown
And
for a
I
second because
think
we
you
thought, wait, is
owe
he
an
actually going to take a
explanation
small
to the
slither of
American people.
responsibility for
Why
it?
is
Holy
it?
shit!
Somebody just had a
No.
news conference a little while
No,
ago who was
it
essentially
was
supposed to work with you and your family.
it was
But what he
a
said was
diversion
damning.
tactic.
And
I'd wager.
regardless of me,
Yes,
I
I'm
think
gonna
you
get
have
my
to clean it
bottom
up
line
and
from
talk to
that.
the American people. Maybe you can do it right now.
Vice President Biden, you may respond. 30
Be straight
seconds.
here.
And then I do want to follow up on the election security.
I have not taken a penny from any foreign source ever in my life. We learned that this president paid
I hope
50
that's true.
times the tax in China, has a secret
That
bank
is
account
true.
with China.
There you
does
go.
business
There you
in
go.
China. And in fact,
Wrong.
was talking about me taking money.
He's
I have
calling
not
me
taken
on
a
my
single
bullshit.
penny from any country
Yeah, Trump's the one that's
whatsoever,
triggered,
ever.
motherfucker.
Number one. Number two, this is a president. I have released all of my tax returns. 22
True.
years. Go look at them. 22 years of my tax return. You have not
guys,
released
you can't make a
single
mistake or be
solitary
wrong on
year
something.
of your
Then you
tax
might have to
return.
learn and
What are you
grow.
hiding?
Yeah.
Why are you unwilling?
Yeah, that's
The
something
foreign
he won't
countries
do.
are paying you a lot. Russia's paying you a lot. China's paying you a lot.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
hotels,
Smile.
all your
Smile for
businesses
the
all
camera,
around the
Don.
country,
Smile.
all around
Come
the
on.
world. And
Do it.
China's building a
Do
new
it.
road to a new
Fucking do it.
a golf course you have overseas. So what's going on here? Why don't release your tax return or stop talking about corruption?
President Trump, your response.
First of all, I called my accountants, underwrote it. I'm going to release them as soon as we can. I want to do it.
As soon as
We've
we
shown
can.
how
No,
successful,
you're
how
not.
great
Okay.
As soon as you
company is,
can,
but
when it's
much more important
politically
than that,
convenient.
people were saying
As soon as you're out of
$750.
office.
I asked them.
Same
a week
thing with
ago,
like.
I said,
You know what
"What
really
did I pay?" They
boggles
said,
my
"Sir,
mind
you
about Trump?
prepaid
It's like
tens of
why
millions
does he
of
just
dollars. I prepaid my
why does he
tax.
just write a
Tens over
bill
the
like,
last
yeah, you
number
know
of
what?
years.
Weed's
tens
legal.
of millions of
You
dollars.
get so
I
many
prepay.
stoners to be like, "Hey,
Because
there's
at some point they
No
think
shit, but
it's
he
an
won't.
estimate. They think
That's
I
the
may
thing.
have
Like,
to
there's
pay
no
tax.
reason for him
So
not to. Just
I
like there's
already
no
prepaid.
reason
Oh,
for him
Nobody told me
to.
there
that.
is a reason for him
Nobody
not
tells
to.
you
He
that.
doesn't want to look
Excuse me.
weak
And
with
it wasn't
police,
written
even though
whenever
he
they
already
write this stuff. They
does.
keep talking
Yeah, but
about
like most
$750
conservatives at this
which
point
I
don't
think
have
is
a problem
filing
with
fee.
weed being
Let me just tell
legalized.
you,
Like, there's no
Yeah.
reason not to.
prepaid
A lot
Like,
do. There are a lot that
millions of
do
dollars
still.
in taxes.
Especially
Yeah, but
in
they're
the,
not the majority
well, the
anymore,
elite
which is
ones
surprising.
do though. because they're all getting money from lobbies to keep weed illegal. Okay, you gotta remember that.
Private prison.
You made $3.5
Private
million.
prison organization.
They'll have to get over it because they'll find a way to
They even have a
commercialize it just like
statement
they did with
that
tobacco. They'll
we have to
find a
give
way to make it
10%
disgusting and
to
like
the big man. You're
Marlboro
the big man,
style.
I
You know what I
think.
mean?
I don't know.
I believe weed will
You're
be
the big man, I
legalized
think.
within the next 4
You said
years.
that we
I
have to
do,
give 10%
unless
to the
Trump
big man.
wins.
Joe, what's
I think
that
if
all
Biden
about?
wins,
It's
there's a
terrible.
very
All
strong
right, gentlemen,
chance
I want
it'll
to
be
ask you both
legalized
some
under
questions
him.
I have
about
to
all of this.
respond to
but
The
I'm gonna
day it
let you
becomes
both
federally
respond very
legal, I
quickly.
might
You
actually
just said
smoke.
Well, did you say that you'll just leave it up to the states, which I guess is
Did he tell you when you can
worst
release
policy.
them?
Yeah.
As
Have
soon
a
as the
Yeah, that's
deadline
right.
for when you're
Realize
gonna
he should have
I get
released his
treated
taxes
worse
in the
than
first
Tea
year.
Party
He
got
hasn't.
treated. Because
you-
there
They
are
had
a
to
lot
be
of people
leaked,
in there
and then he had to
deep down in
backtrack
the
on that.
IRS. They treat me horribly. We made a
The
deal.
Oh
IRS
God,
treats
this
me
fucking
horribly.
line
to run for
again.
president.
He
I got
always
paid
says
very
the
badly
same
by the
fucking
IRS,
line.
very
The
unfairly.
IRS treats me
But
badly.
we had
They
it all
hate
He
me.
done.
sounds like a
Presidential
kid.
harassment.
We're completely
He
with
sounds
this
like a
baby.
12-year-old.
It's presidential
I
harassment.
have paid
No, he
millions
sounds like a
and
baby
millions
thin
of
penis.
dollars,
Yeah,
and
he sounds like a
it's
fucking
worse than
6-year-old.
paying.
They're not.
I paid
They're
in
treating
advance.
me
It's called
terribly. They're not
prepaying
being
taxes.
very
I paid
nice
in
to me.
I
advance.
want to ask
They're
you
being
both
so
about questions
unfair.
regarding your
What a
political
fucking
entanglements
baby.
and questions that have
Grow
been
up.
raised.
Stop,
Give you
stop
both a chance
sucking your
to
thumb,
talk
you little
about
bit.
this
He
more
does look
broadly.
like a big
Respond
baby,
very quickly,
dude.
and then I'll get to
I still love that.
Why is it he's been saying this for 4
I still love that
years?
giant balloon
Show
that they
us.
made in the
Just show
UK.
us. Stop playing around.
Yeah, stop sucking your
You've been
thumb and
saying
start
for 4
sucking
years
my
you're gonna
dick.
release your
Remember
taxes.
that? Remember the baby
Nobody
Trump
knows, Mr.
balloon?
President. What they do
Oh
know
yeah, I
is you're
remember that
not
shit.
paying your
That was
taxes,
fucking
or you're
stupid.
paying
It was
taxes
funny,
at a
but
It was
awesome.
awesome. I
The
loved
last
it.
time he said what he paid, he said, "I only pay that little because I'm
You know
smart.
what's sad, though?
I know
Because
how
I'm
to game the
smart."
system."
Yeah.
Come on.
Every day the UK is trying to
Trump
become
did
more
say that.
Canadian.
Trump did say that, by the way. Trump did say the only reason I pay that little is because I'm
I
smart.
was put
I know how to
through
win.
a
I know how to
phony
game
witch
the
hunt
system. He's a fucking
for 3
scam
years.
artist. He's a
It started
grifter,
before
openly.
he even got
What do you,
elected.
like literally?
They
Have you guys
spied
read
on
The
my
Art of the Deal?
campaign.
It's basically how to
No
scam
president
people,
should ever
and
have
it
to
wasn't
go
even
through what I went
written
through.
by
Let
him.
me just
Another
say-
fucking
Yeah,
scam.
Mueller and 18 angry
Shit, though, and they're like,
Democrats.
yeah, I want someone
and
who can
FBI
game the
agents
system.
all over the
Dude,
place
you know what's
spent
funny?
$48
I
million.
love how when
They would know
TJ
everything
puts out a
I
book,
had,
people call it a
including my
scam.
tax
They're like,
returns.
"Oh, you're
And they
trying to get
found
money from your
absolutely no
audience."
collusion
Trump
and
doesn't
nothing
even
else.
write a book,
48
and the
million.
same
I
people
guarantee
fucking
if I
eat
spent
it up.
1 million on you, Joe,
So
I
the
could
thing
find
is,
plenty wrong.
Trump is
Because
basically
the kind
Matt
of
Lesko
things that
in a
you've
normal
done and the
suit.
kind of monies that your
You
family
know
has
that guy
taken.
that
I mean, your
appears in
brother
that
made
fucking
money in
green?
Iraq.
He looks kind of like
Millions
the
of
Riddler,
dollars.
and he's
Your
kind of
other
manic,
brother
and he has
made
a
a
book
fortune,
of government
and it's all
programs
through you,
that you
Joe,
can
and
hit
they
up.
say you get some of it.
He
And
is
you
Matt
live very
Lesko,
well. Your
except
house is all over the place.
looking
You live
normal.
very well.
All right,
Gentlemen, let me
Jamie.
just ask some questions about
A
all of
toast.
this broadly. Vice President Biden, there
Bottoms
have been
up.
questions about the work your son
yeah.
has done in China and
Yeah,
from
switches
Ukraine
up,
energy
too,
company
and
when you were
tops
Vice
as well.
President. In retrospect, was anything about those relationships
Dude,
inappropriate
there's
or
cameras
unethical?
everywhere in the U.S.
Nothing was
too.
unethical.
Please
Here's what
do
they
not fucking distract from the issue.
I feel like,
Regarding Ukraine.
man, when I listen to this shit, I feel like,
This whole question
is
about
Biden
whether or
running for
not because
president
he was
or
on
is
the
his
board,
son
he
running
had
for
to learn
president? Because I hear a lot more about his son than I hear about
that
Biden.
somehow I had done something wrong.
Seriously,
And every
that's weird.
single solitary
To be
person
honest,
when
a
he was going
recovering
through his
drug addict
impeachment,
would be a lot better for this
testifying
country
under
than
oath to
some
work for him, said, I did my
obvious
job
teetotaler
impeccably.
scam
I
artist.
carried out U.S. policy.
Yeah, honestly, I'm
Not
never in
one
favor
single solitary thing
to
was
bring
out of
people's
line.
family
Not
into
a
this. Like,
single
even
thing.
back in
Number one.
2016,
Number
when Trump
two,
first won,
the guy
people
who
were
got
giving
in
a lot of
trouble
shit
in
to
Ukraine
his,
was
to
this
his
guy
young kid,
trying to
Barron Trump.
bribe
And I'm just like,
the
guys,
Ukrainian
come on.
government
Can
to
we
say
not
Yeah,
do
that
something
was
this?
fucked
negative
up.
about
They-
me, which
I mean,
it
he's a
would
fucking
not
kid.
do.
Yeah,
It did
exactly.
not
That's what I'm
do,
saying.
because it
And I
never,
just,
ever,
generally,
ever
especially if it's like a
happened. My
child,
son has not
whatever.
made
If they're
money
adult,
in
it's
terms of this thing about
I still
what
wouldn't
are
do
you
it
talking
personally.
about?
But
China.
if they're a fucking kid,
I
come
have
on, you're
not
not
had
making
it. The only
yourself
guy
look good.
made
You're not
money from
making anybody
China
look
is
good.
this
Don't
guy.
pick on the
He's
dude's
the
kid.
only one.
The kid's not.
Nobody else has made money from
Country
China.
doing anything bad.
Never
President
kid's
Trump,
not
doing.
running the
Let me
country.
ask my question to you.
But
and
could
then
I just
you'll
I just want to
one
say that.
very
His
quickly.
son
Love China.
didn't have a job for a long time, was sadly no longer in the military.
Who
service.
cares
I won't
about
get
his
into that.
son?
And he
Who
didn't have a job.
cares?
As soon as he became
I
vice
don't. I
president,
give less than a
Burisma,
fuck
not the
about
best
his
not the
son.
best
Okay, that's
reputation
not
in
my
the world.
fucking
I hear
business,
they paid him
pal.
$183,000.
Let's talk about shit that Trump
month. Listen to
did,
this.
not stuff that
183,
Biden's son
and they
might
gave
have
him a
done.
$3 million upfront payment.
Biden's
right.
son
And he had no
isn't
I'm going to let the vice president
Biden.
respond to that quickly, and then I
Isn't
will get to a question to you.
No
fucking
basis for that. Everybody
Biden.
investigated that. No one said anything he did was wrong in Ukraine.
Okay, President Trump, this is for
Okay,
you.
Biden,
Since
you
took
gotta stop
office,
saying that,
you've never
though. People
divested
did
from
say
your
something he
business.
did in
You've
Ukraine was
personally
wrong.
promoted your
You can
properties
contest
abroad.
whether or not
The
it
report
was
this
wrong,
week,
but
which
you
was
gotta
referenced,
stop
does
saying
indicate
no
that
one
your
said it
company
was
has a bank
wrong,
account
okay?
in China.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No,
that's
you don't have any
that doesn't
foreign
look good.
confidence.
I agree
They
with
have
100%.
bank accounts, and they're all listed. And they're all over
Phrasing.
the place. I mean, I was a businessman doing business.
And you know what?
The
At the end of the day,
bank account you're
ultimately, that
referring
is
to, which is
pretty
everybody
much
knows about
semantics,
it, it's
but
listed.
it still
The
does
bank
matter
account
because
was in
people who watch this type of shit do care about that.
2013.
Like, some people will literally
It was open in
over something
It was
that
closed in
simple.
2015.
They'll grasp at
I
any
believe.
straw that's
And
offered.
then I
Yeah,
decided
they'll grasp
because
at any
I was
straw,
going to
man.
I was thinking about doing a deal in China, like
Jerk the straw
millions of
man.
other people. I was thinking about it, and I
Again,
decided
big
I'm not
stroke
gonna do it.
fest.
Didn't
Big
like it.
fucking
I
stroke
decided not
fest.
to do it. Had an account open.
Stroke
and I
Fest
closed it.
2020.
Okay.
Excuse me. And then, unlike him, where he's vice president
Excuse
and
me.
he does business,
Excuse
I then
me.
decided
I
to run
pooped
for
my
president
pants.
after that. That was
I
before.
pooped my
so I
pants.
closed it before
That's right.
I even
I pooped my
ran for
pants.
president,
You big
let alone
baby.
became president. Big difference.
I wonder if they're talking
He
about
is
Change
the
my
police
diaper.
issue. Yeah, me
president of
too.
the United States, and his
ACAB,
son, his
motherfuckers.
brother, and his other brother are getting
Biden's
rich.
Biden's
They're
secretly
like a
ACAB.
vacuum cleaner.
He won't
They're
admit it,
sucking up
Okay,
money
but I
President
have good
Trump,
reason to
we do
believe
need
that
to move
Biden
on.
is secretly
I do want to
ACAB.
ask you, Vice President Biden, about China. Let's talk about China more broadly.
Oh,
There
God.
Wait, you want
of
to talk
course,
more about
President Trump
China?
has
Are you
Oh,
fucking serious?
fucking
Talk about
Christ.
China all the
transparent in
time.
regards to the
Oh,
coronavirus.
Everybody knows
God.
China
President,
sucks.
would you make China
Everybody
pay? And
knows
please
it.
be
Come
specific.
on.
What would that look like?
What I'd make
Oh.
China do is play by the
Gregory Reynolds,
international
it's
rules.
probably the
Not
latter.
like he
The
is-
fact is, you
he
probably
has
haven't
caused the
met
deficit
most
of
people.
China to go
You
up,
haven't
not
even
down.
met a lot of
With
people.
China.
If
Up, not
we're
down.
being relative,
We
there's
are
billions
making
of
sure
people
that
on this
in order to
planet.
do business in China,
If
you
most of
have
the
to
people
give
you've met have
all
been
your
utter
intellectual
pieces of
property.
shit,
You have to get
maybe
have a
examine
partner in China
yourself,
at
the kind of people
51%.
that you attract,
We would
or the
not
kind of
do that
people
at
that you're
all,
attracted
number
to,
one. Number
and
two, we're in a
maybe make some
situation where
changes. You know.
China would have to play
Yeah, it's
by the
also
rules
possible that you
internationally
do
as
just
well.
have shitty
When
luck
I
when it
met
comes
with
to like
Xi,
meeting a bunch of
that-
douchebags.
and,
Yeah.
when I was
Maybe
Yeah,
you
no,
live in like a
that's
bad
a
city.
factor.
It could be column A. It could be column B. You just got to examine for
I
yourself.
said, we're going to fly
Yeah, I
through.
still
We
want to
just
like
flew
tell this guy, like, you know,
B-1 bombers
it
through
could
We're
be
not
on
gonna
you.
pay
Maybe
attention.
it's not.
They have to
Like,
No,
play
I don't know.
by the
well, I'm
rules.
saying either
And
way,
what's he
if
do?
it's
He
bad luck,
embraces
then
guys
maybe you
like
still need to make
the
some changes in
thugs
order
like
to
in North Korea
meet
and
some better people.
and the Chinese president and Putin and
100%.
others, and he pokes his finger in the eye of all of
I
our
have
friends.
2 slices
all
of
our
pizza in front of
allies.
me, and I haven't
We
touched
make
it
up
yet.
Trust
only-
me,
we were
I spent the first 20 years of my life
25%
interacting with
of the
mostly
world's
shitty
economy.
people
We
before I
need to be
finally,
having the
you know,
rest of our
found some
friends
decent people.
with us
Fucking
saying
Trump.
to China,
They exist.
You
They're
see
out
that
there.
rules.
He
You
was-
play by them, or you're going to pay the price for not paying by
was
them
like, yeah.
economically. That's the way I will run it, and that's what we did in upholding steel tariffs and a range of other things. when we were
You can tell he has a
president.
hard time
All right,
composing
let's talk
himself
about
when
North
Biden's
Korea.
talking. He's
Let-
just
let-
like, I can't do this.
I swear, Trump is
quickly,
like
and then we're gonna move
partially
on to
into
North
Trump.
Korea.
$1.5 from China to
Not
manage after
true.
spending 10 minutes in office and being in Air Force Two. Number one. Number two, there's a very strong.
No, what was-
email talking
who gives
about
a fuck?
The family wanting to make $10 million a year for introduction.
That comes right back
President
to
Trump,
his
on China
family.
policy, though, what
No, but wait a
specifically are
minute.
you
It's
going to
never-
do?
it's never
What
about
specifically are
policy, it's
you
always
going
about
to do to
family.
make
I
China
knew
more
this
centered?
fucking
Fucking
thing was
slumming it
gonna
up.
It is paying.
How
They
I knew this
billions and
fucking debate
billions
was
of
going to
dollars. I just
degenerate
gave
somehow. They're
28
Oh,
losing.
God.
They're
I
losing
just gave
control. My
$28
God, the
billion to
moderators
farmers.
losing
Taxpayers'
control of
money.
this
No,
shit.
no, control hasn't been
Taxpayers'
lost
money.
yet.
Didn't
No,
come
no,
from
yes,
This
China.
no, the
this is
taxpayers.
this is
Well,
like
China.
trying to get. This is
China
Trump
paid
trying to get his
28
foot in the
billion,
fucking
and
door.
you know what they did to
Stop
pay
over
it,
each
Joe?
other. They're
They
starting to
devalued their
do it. Look,
currency,
they're
and
looking
they
at
also
each other
paid
like,
up.
you know
And
what,
you know who got the money?
motherfucker?
Our
Fuck the
farmers.
rules.
Well, the thing is, they're not. They're
You
not
never charged them
opening.
anything.
They're not in opening
Also,
statements.
I charged them
Okay,
25% on dumped steel because they were killing our steel
Oh
industry.
no,
We were not
dumped
gonna have a
steel. I
industry.
give
Okay.
less of
And
a
now we
shit
have a
about
steel
this
Okay,
industry.
Vice
than
President Biden, your
anybody
response,
else.
please.
Look,
My
I'll take a
response is
dump
this.
on your
This
steel,
isn't
dude.
about- there's a reason why he's bringing up all this malarkey. There's a reason.
Oh my
He
God.
doesn't want to talk
Hey,
about
Drake.
the substantive
Drake.
issues. It's not
Don't
about
fucking
his
say
family and my
malarkey.
family. It's about your
No,
family.
don't say
And your
malarkey.
family's hurting badly. If you're
Yeah,
making
if
less
Biden
than-
says
if you're a
malarkey or if
middle-class
Trump
family,
says fake
you're
news, we gotta
getting
drink.
hurt badly right now.
All right.
You're sitting at the kitchen
All right,
table this
all right,
morning
all
deciding,
right.
well, we can't get new tires, they're bald because we have to wait another month or so. Or are we going to be able to pay the mortgage?
that's a good
Who's going
wine.
to tell her she can't go back
wow.
to
What kind of wine you got for
community
this?
college? They're the decisions you're making.
Moscato
The middle-class
Sangria.
families like I grew
Oh, I got a pink Moscato.
They're in trouble. We
Nice.
should be talking
Moscato is
about
good.
your families, but that's the last thing he wants
You
to
know,
talk about.
I would have grabbed a Moscato.
I want to talk about North Korea.
I would have polished off the entire bottle.
What, you want to talk
10
about
seconds.
Korea now? We just talked about China.
Oh my God.
Talked about China. Now you want to talk about mini China?
Let's talk
I'm
about
not a
North
typical
Korea now.
politician.
Okay,
That's why I
Let's
got
not
elected.
talk about
Let's
North
talk
Korea.
about-
Jesus
I'd
fucking
rather
Christ.
talk
Let's
about
talk
North
around sitting
Korea.
around the table.
all right.
Come on, Jim,
I'd
you can
rather
do
We're
fucking
going to
talk
talk
about
about
North Korea, to be
now.
honest.
President Trump, you've met with North
Fuck
Korea.
it.
All right.
Kim Jong-un
I like how
3
she's just
times.
like, fuck it.
You've
We're
talked
talking
about
about North
beautiful letters
Korea.
with him. You've touted the fact that there hasn't been a war or a long-range missile test, and yet North Korea recently rolled out its biggest ever intercontinental ballistic missile and continues to develop its nuclear arsenal. Do you see that as a betrayal of the relationship you forged? Just 30 seconds here because we need to get on to the
No,
next
of course
one.
not.
When I
Because
met
you
Wait, she
love
didn't even
him.
finish your
Obama
question, though,
was sat
dude.
in the White House.
She didn't
Right
finish
at the
your
beginning,
question. What the
the
fuck is that?
conversation was supposed to be
You
15
love
minutes,
you
and it
love
was
the
well
great
over an hour.
marshal, the
He said the biggest
respected
problem we have
marshal,
with
the
North- is
supreme
North
commander
Korea.
of the Korean People's
He
Army.
indicated we
You
couldn't
lick
war
his
with North
ass.
Korea.
You lick
Guess
his
what?
ass. You
I'm
lick
all
his
in
the
a
ass.
nuclear war, and he
peaceful
does have plenty
relations,
of
but like
nuclear
Kim Jong Un is
capability.
not someone
In
to
the
like
meantime, I have a
respect
very good
or like look
relationship
at with
with
any
him.
like
Different
you know
kind of a guy,
semblance
but he
of.
probably thinks the
He
same thing
he
as
lick
me.
him
We have a
anus
different
like
kind
ice
of
cream.
relationship. We have a very good relationship, and there's no war.
No, we
And,
don't.
about 2
We do
months
not
ago,
have a good
What
relationship.
kind of a
broke into a certain area.
relationship
They
do
said,
you
"Oh, there's gonna be
have?
trouble." I
You
said,
call
"Keep it
him
in
up on the
mind,
phone,
because
say,
he's not gonna
"Hey,
do that."
hey,
And I was
Jong-un,
right.
give me a
Look,
fucking handy,"
instead
and
of
he
being in
goes,
a war where
"No."
millions of
This
people
is what I don't
swinging
hang up
understand.
and
25 miles
cry.
away.
How can you
Millions
acknowledge
and
that
millions,
China is
32
bad and
million
China
people
is
assault.
bad, but
Millions of
also
people
think
would
like
be
North
dead
Korea,
right now.
whatever,
President
they're
Trump,
not
that's
that
30
bad.
seconds.
Good
Thank you.
relationship.
China
Vice President
funds
Biden,
North
to you,
Korea's
North Korea
existence.
conducted
North
4
Korea would
tests
not
under the
exist if it
Obama
wasn't for
administration.
China. Like,
Why do you
Yeah.
think you would be able to rein in this persistent threat right
Because
now?
I'd make it clear, which we were making clear to China, they had to be part of the deal. Because here's I made it clear, and as a spokesperson of the administration, when I went to China,
on, man.
that they said, "Why are you moving your missile defense up so close? Why are you moving more forces here? Why are you continuing to do
why not?
military maneuvers with South Korea?" I said, "Because North Korea is a problem, and we're going to continue to do it so we can control them. We're going
Trump
to
is
make
just
sure we
fucking
can
like
control them and
bullshitting
make
on
sure
North Korea. He
they
just wants
cannot
everyone to
hurt
think
us.
that he made
And
some
so if you
amazing
want to do
deal with
something
Kim
about it,
Jong-un.
step up and help. If
All-
not,
all-
Yeah.
it's going to
Kim
continue.
Jong-un probably
What has
sucked
he
his
done?
dick,
He's
and he was like,
legitimized
"Oh,
North
I
Korea.
love this. He's
talked about his
amazing.
good buddy,
I don't
a
understand
thug,
why everyone
a
hates him.
thug,
He's so nice
and he
to
talks
me."
about how we're
And
better
then
off.
he,
You know what
made
really
some
happened?
Much
bad
more capable
deal
missiles,
to like
able
do
to reach
nothing.
U.S. territory much
Yeah.
more easily
And
than
now
ever
he
did
wants us
before.
to
Let
all
me
think
follow
he's
up
like
with
done
you,
some
Vice
amazing
President
shit.
Biden. You've said you
Yeah,
wouldn't meet
nothing's
with
been
Kim
accomplished
Jong-un
with North
without
Korea. All that
preconditions. Are
happened
there
was
any
Trump and
conditions
Kim
under
Jong
which
Un. They
you
went out
would
for some
meet with
fucking
him?
McDonald's. They
condition
had
that
a
he
few
would
Big
agree
Macs.
that
They
he
were
would
like,
be
"Yeah, this shit's
throwing
fucking good."
down his-
And that
They
was all
blew
they
each
wanted
other
to
in
do.
the back
to get
in the back of a
Korea
fucking
to be a
McDonald's. They
nuclear
just
free zone.
Yeah, this
You
shit's
know.
All right,
fucking
let's move
good.
on
Yeah.
to American
Yeah, they had a couple
families.
McGriddle
Tried to
Very
burgers.
meet
quickly,
with
10
him.
And they were
seconds.
like,
Yeah.
Tried to meet with him. He wouldn't do it. He didn't like
fucking McGriddle
Obama.
burger.
He didn't like him. He wouldn't do it.
Imagine
Okay,
if that
guys,
actually
let's
caused
try.
like
respond
peace
to that
between the
before we
U.S.
do
and
it.
North Korea. I
No,
think that
it's
actually
okay.
could. Like,
You know what?
if
Let's
Teddy
do it.
Ruxpin was
We're
our
not in a
president,
war. We have a good
he
relationship.
could have fucking
You know,
done. He could have
people don't
caused
listen. Having a
peace with,
good
like, the entire
President
relationship
Trump,
world.
we
with
have to
leaders
move
of other
on, 'cause
countries
we have
is
a lot
a
of
good
countries.
thing.
We have a lot of questions to get
Yes,
to.
not
That's
Your
bad.
like
response.
saying we had a good relationship
Oh,
with Hitler
God.
before he, in
And,
fact,
oh man,
invaded
they're starting to
True.
degenerate.
the
We
rest of
did.
Europe. Come on.
We did have a
Yeah.
good
He
relationship
would
with
not
Hitler
meet with
before he
President
invaded.
Obama
True.
because President
Yeah.
Obama said, we're going
Hitler
to talk about
fucking basically passed the medal to
denuclearization.
Henry
We're
Ford.
not going to legitimize you, and we're going to continue to put stronger and stronger sanctions on you.
True.
Oh
That's
yeah,
why he wouldn't meet
he's
with
doing
us.
that posture.
All right,
And
let's
it
move
didn't
happen.
on. Let's
Excuse
move on
me.
and talk
He
about
left
American
me a
families.
mess, Kristen.
President Trump. Okay, we do
They
need to
left
move on.
me
Oh,
a
I'm so
mess.
strong. I'm
North
so
Korea
No,
is
they-
a mess.
he didn't
In
leave
fact,
you a
if you
fucking
remember
mess.
the
You
first
made a
2 or
mess.
3 months,
And then
It
when
was
the
a very
Democrats get in,
dangerous
you
period
blame
my
them for
first
moving
3
too
months before
slow.
we sort of
That's
worked things out a little
that's
bit.
that's
There was a
fucking
very
textbook Republican
They left us
horseshit.
a mess.
All right,
and
so
Obama
I
would
will
be,
agree
think,
that
the
sure,
first to
the
say it was the
Obama
single
administration
biggest
didn't leave a
problem he
mess,
thought that
but
our
you know who
country
left a
let's
bigger
move
mess
on to
that
American
Obama had to
families
clean
and
up?
the economy.
George W.
One of
Bush,
the
a
issues
Republican.
that's most important
Yeah,
to
true.
them
Yeah.
That's
is
kind of the whole
healthcare, as
thing,
you both
right?
know.
Like,
Today
yeah.
there was
Not-
a key
but-
vote on a
but
new
at the same
Supreme
time,
Court
Obama-
Justice, Amy
Obama
Coney Barrett,
continued
and
most
healthcare
of
Obamacare
the
is
same
at the
policies
center
that
of her
WWE
Exactly.
information fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Over
exactly,
20
100%.
million
It was literally
Americans
just a
get their health
continuation of the
insurance through
fucking
the Affordable Care Act.
American
It's
war
headed to the
machine.
Supreme Court, and
No-
your
no doubt
administration,
about
Mr.
it.
President, is advocating
under
for
the
the court to
disguise of change.
overturn it. If the Supreme Court does overturn that law, those 20 million Americans could lose their health insurance almost overnight. So what would you do
Oh, but
if
we're
those
not getting
people
rid of
have their health
pre-existing
insurance
conditions,
taken
though.
away? You have 2
It's
minutes
fine.
uninterrupted.
It's fine, guys.
First of all, I've already done something that nobody.
No, you haven't.
Possible. Through the
You've done nothing.
I terminated the individual mandate.
That wasn't a good thing.
Part of Obamacare,
You replaced
as
it
we
with
call
nothing.
The individual mandate where you have to
Yeah,
pay
getting
a
rid of the
fortune for
shitty
privilege
healthcare
of
mandate,
not
it would
having
be
to
good
pay
if
for
you
bad
replaced it
health
with something of
insurance.
value.
You
I
took
terminated
healthcare
it.
away
It's
from
done.
millions of
now
people.
It's in court because Obamacare is no good. But then I made a decision.
What's
run it
your
as well as
solution? You
can
replaced it
to
with
my
nothing
people, great
better.
people. Run it as well as you can. I could have gone the other route.
Yeah,
and
like
made
I said,
everybody
if you're going to
very
repeal
happy.
it, then at least
They
replace
ran
it with something better. And that's
They
one
ran
thing
it
that
down.
he was
It
talking about
doesn't
on the
have any
campaign
problem.
trail in
No matter how
2016,
we
but he
do
never
it,
did it.
it's no good.
Here's the thing.
What we'd
He
like
said
to
he
do
would
is
repeal and
terminate
replace
it. We have the individual
Obamacare
mandate
in
done.
60 some
I
odd
don't know that
days.
it's going to work.
It's
If we
been
don't
years.
win, we will have
Hasn't
to
done
run
a
it, and
single
we'll have
fucking
Obamacare,
thing.
but it'll
And
be
now
better
he's
run.
running his
But it no
second
longer is
re-election
Obamacare,
campaign just
because
talking
without
about
the
the same
individual
shit.
mandate,
Now he's going to
it's
get
much
something
different.
accomplished.
Pre-existing
Yeah, right.
conditions
Yeah.
will always stay.
That-
What
not-
I would
not
like
gonna
to
fucking
do is
happen.
a much better health care, much better.
How is it
always
much
protect
better
people
than
with
nothing?
pre-existing. So I'd like to terminate Obamacare.
How is your
come
nothing
up with a brand
much
new,
better than
beautiful
nothing?
health care.
Literally
The
a shit
Democrats will
sandwich
do
is
it
better
because
than
there'll
no
be
food.
tremendous pressure on them, and
Yeah,
we might
yeah,
even have the
he-
House by that time.
Trump
and I
did
think
break
we're
a good
going
deal
to
with
win the
Iran
House,
and almost
okay?
started
You'll
a war.
see,
He
but I
did
think
that.
we're gonna
Yeah,
win the House.
you are right.
But come up
You
with
are
a better
absolutely
health
right on
care,
that.
always protecting people with pre-existing conditions. And one thing very important. we have
No, you don't give a
180
fuck
million
about
people
people
Not,
with
that
you're getting rid
have
of.
great private health care. Far more than we're
I
talking
don't
about
want
with
private
Obamacare.
health care.
Joe Biden is going to
Private
terminate
health
all
care
of those
sucks.
policies.
That's
These
the
are
thing.
people that
You have
love
great
their
private health care. Most
that have
people
been
don't.
successful,
Most people have
middle-income
shitty
people
private health care.
being successful. They have
There's a lot of
180
underinsured
million
people, too.
plans, 180 million
Logan actually
people,
does bring up a
families,
good point. I get
under
China's
what he
important, but
wants
shouldn't
to
you
do,
focus
which
on the
will
country you're
basically
president
be
of? Yeah, this has been
socialized
more
medicine.
about
We don't
fucking
have a choice.
Asian countries
They
than
want
it's
to
been about
terminate
America so
180
far.
million
It's been
plans.
everybody
We have
but
done
himself.
An incredible job on health care.
I mean,
No,
the
you
president,
haven't done an
better.
incredible job.
The president is in a
Okay,
unique
Vice
position
President
to
Biden,
handle
yes, this is for you. Your
foreign
healthcare plan calls
policies.
for
The
building
World
president,
relations.
Obamacare. So my
yeah,
question
the
is,
president
what
is
is your plan
basically
if the
executive in
laws
chief
ruled
in those
unconstitutional
issues.
by
Like
the
the
Supreme
president
Court? You have 2
has
minutes
final say on
uninterrupted.
foreign policy, so it is
What I'm
important.
going to do is
to talk
I just
about
find it
Obama.
interesting, like this is like our main topic of discussion. Like several questions have been debated, like revolving around this. When I care about shit like what's going to happen with our infrastructure in our country, like something like this affects our country, like what they're talking about now. But the previous questions were all about fucking Asian countries.
Competition for insurance
Yeah,
companies.
it's-
That's what's gonna happen.
it's-
Secondly, we're
it's-
going to make sure we reduce the premiums and
It's
reduce
fucking
drug
frustrating
prices
because
by making
they
sure
they
that
should be
there's
focusing
competition
on
that
America
doesn't exist
if
now
this
by
if
allowing
this
the
supposed
Medicare
America
to
first shit
negotiate
was so
drug
fucking
prices
special,
with the
but they don't.
insurance
They
companies.
they
Yeah,
give less
thirdly,
of shit.
The idea
If
that
if
I
America
want to
came
eliminate
first,
private insurance, the
then
reason I
why
had
do we
such a
give so
fight
much money to
for-
Israelis to
with
live
20
better than
candidates
we
for
do
the
on our own
nomination
fucking money?
was,
That's
I
the one thing that's
support
always
private
boggled my
insurance.
mind when
That's
Republicans
why
say,
I did
America
not
first,
one
America
single
first.
person
If we're
from
actually
there's
going to
a
look out
reason-
for
there's-
America first, then
there's
we
a
need to look
reason
out
for
for
that.
America first
Nor
and not look
did
out
they
for
under
Israel first.
Obamacare.
Because the
They did not
Republicans
lose
care
their
more about
insurance
fucking
unless
Israel
they
than they
chose
care about
they wanted
America.
to go
They
to
live
Israel.
better on our tax
Lastly,
dollars.
we're
Because it's
gonna
the
make sure we're in a
apocalyptic
situation
Christian
that
death
we
cult.
actually
Yeah,
protect
boner
the
for
pre-existing.
Israel.
There's no way he can
Yeah,
protect
they have a
pre-existing
boner for
conditions.
Israel because they
None,
want the
zero. You
second
can't do
they
it
want
in
the
the
second
ether.
coming to occur.
He's been
That's why they
talking
give
about
Israel a
this
ton
for
of
a long
money.
time. There is no, he's never.
Yeah,
gonna
Dude,
do
that's
that.
all-
I guess
that's
we're gonna
It's
get
dominionism.
pre-existing
It's
conditions
dominionism.
plan the same
They
time
do
as
Yeah,
so
it is.
much
infrastructure
damage
plan
off
that
of
we
their
waited since
fucking
17,
delusions.
18, 19, and 20.
Like so much
The fact-
damage
I
based
still
on
have
these
a few more minutes.
delusional
I know you're
fucking
getting
notions
anxious.
that they have.
The-
It's fucking ridiculous.
The
In
fact
a
is that
sane
he's already
world,
cost
these
the
people
American
wouldn't be
people
taken
because
seriously
there's
for a
terrible
minute.
handling of the COVID
Someone like
virus and
Trump being like,
economic
"Oh, I'm
spillover.
such a good
10
Christian,"
million
he would be
people
laughed
have
off
lost their
stage and never
private
have a chance at
insurance.
being
He
president.
wants to take away
Talking about
22
God and
million
talking
more
about
people having under Obamacare
all that
and over
bullshit.
110
But unfortunately, we
million
have a
people with
fucking
pre-existing
nation that
conditions.
believes in
And all the
fucking
people
fairy
from
tales.
COVID are going to
I
have
like to
pre-existing
think Trump
conditions.
believes in God,
What are they
honestly. He
gonna
just
do?
says it
I have
because
a
that's
follow-up for you, Vice President Biden. It relates to
he's just
something
playing up to the
President
base. He's
Trump
also
said. He's
shit on
accusing you of wanting
evangelicals
socialized
and
medicine. What do you say to
off
people
the mic.
who have concerns
You know
that
what?
a healthcare plan, which includes a government insurance
Why can't we just
option,
get
takes the
90s
country
Trump back?
one step closer
Back when he
to
was a
healthcare
fucking,
system run
Democrat.
entirely by government? What's your
Say
take?
it's
And,
ridiculous. It's like saying that,
had different
you know,
ideas that weren't
we're,
fucking this
The
retarded.
idea that the fact that there's a
Well,
public
I don't know.
option that people
And
can
back when he was
choose,
shilling out
that
McDonald's,
makes it a
can we go back to
socialist
that?
look. The
You know,
difference
let's
between
just make him the new mascot of McDonald's. Forget all this.
It's a right.
He can just be the McDonald's guy.
I'm Trump.
I mean,
it.
keep in mind, 90s Democrat basically means Clinton supporter, which isn't much
Which
better.
is way better than this. Which is way better than this.
It's better than Trump, but
that's going to save people's lives.
it's worse
You're-
than
you're-
worse
But
than
is it really
Obama.
that much different than
opportunity to have health
Worse,
care
oh,
for their
way
children.
worse than
How
Joe
many of you home
Biden.
are worried and rolling
Yeah,
around in bed tonight
during the
wondering
Clinton
what are the
administration,
odds
a lot
you're
of
gonna do if you get
lot
sick?
of people got kicked
Because
off of
you've
food
lost your
stamps.
home insurance,
More
your
so
health
than in
insurance, your company
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least Biden has
Yeah.
someone like
Provide
Bernie in
health
his ear.
insurance
Like Clinton
affordable rate. That's
was
what I
basically just a Republican,
Trump-
He
full
was there
stop,
for 47 years. He didn't do it. He was
with
now
no
there
one
as
trying to
vice
pull him to the
president
left.
for 8
Based
years.
on
and
all
it's
my
not like it
research
was
that I've
25
done
years
from that
ago.
time period, it
was
seems like the
3,
country
I
was
mean,
doing pretty
3
good back
quarters.
then.
It was
Well,
just
not
a
only
little
well,
while ago,
yeah,
right?
Clinton was
Less than
paying
4
down the
years
fucking
ago.
deficit.
He didn't do anything.
And then,
he didn't do it.
It's pretty
He
impressive.
wants socialized medicine.
By the
And it's not that
time,
he wants his vice president. I mean, she is
Oh
more
God, he's
liberal
gonna do
than
the.
Bernie
He's
Sanders.
gonna
He
do
wants to make it
socialism
work.
bad.
Bernie Sanders-
Socialism
Did you
bad.
just
Look at
say
the
she's
fucking
more-
monkey.
You're going to have socialized
Did you just
medicine,
say she's
just
more
like you
liberal than
wanted with
Bernie
fracking.
Sanders?
We're
What?
not gonna
Yeah.
have fracking. We're gonna
That's
stop
a
fracking.
no.
We're gonna stop
laugh
fracking.
and a
He
half.
goes to Pennsylvania
Yeah.
after he gets a nomination.
Well,
We
The
actually,
can't
yes.
Democrats don't
Actually,
want
well,
so
He's
many.
got a
wait.
technical definition
And he
of
says,
liberal,
"Oh,
but not what
yes.
he thinks liberal is.
Yeah,
And he
exactly.
never asked that question.
Yeah,
And by the
liberal
way,
in
so
the
far, I respect very
pejorative
much the
sense,
way you're handling this, I
which
have to
none
say.
of us
But
here are
somebody
liberals.
should ask the question.
Yeah.
He goes for a year. There will be
We
no
have a
free-
Yeah,
we
no,
have-
Bernie
we have a
Sanders
number-
fine.
Liberals
we have
get a
number
swift
of
kick in the
topics
ass.
to
That's a
get to.
big-
We-
that's a
and
big
we're
State
gonna
appointed
get
swift
to-
kick in the
we're gonna
ass.
get to
It's the
number
same
He was
of
thing
such
with
a good
socialized
coach,
medicine.
so
Vice
seriously
President,
can't do
your
they went
response,
for her.
please.
My
Over
response
like,
is people deserve
you know,
to have
I mean,
affordable
you know who
health
I
care.
thought she was
Period.
gonna pick.
Period. And the Biden care proposal will, in fact,
I like how it just says
provide for that
crosstalk.
affordable health care, lower premiums. What we're going to do is going to cost some money. It's going to cost over $750 billion over 10 years to do it. And they're going to have lower premiums. You can buy into
How
the
we gonna
better
pay for
plans,
it?
the cheaper plans, lower your premiums.
We're gonna
deal
put
with
Trump on a treadmill. That's how we're gonna
unexpected
pay
for it.
billing,
Oh, okay, yeah,
and
let's
your
have him, like,
drug
on a
prices
fucking,
drop significantly.
on a
He
hamster
keeps
wheel.
talking about it. He hasn't
There we
done
go,
a
that's how we'll
thing
pay
Just
for
just
anybody
tie him
on
to the
healthcare.
hamster wheel
Not a
and
thing.
Kristen, when
Very
he
quickly,
says,
then I want to talk
when
about
he
what's
says
happening on
public
Capitol
option,
Hill.
he's talking about socialized medicine. And when he
Who
and
cares?
when he talks
More
about
people
a
want
public
this
option,
than
you're
he's
fucking
talking
medicine
about
good.
destroying your Medicare.
The majority of Americans do
and
want
destroying
it.
your
Yeah.
Social
Why not
Security,
let them have
and this
it?
whole country will come down. You know, Bernie
You
Sanders
want to
tried
destroy
it
the Social
in his
Security
state.
fucking
He
net.
tried it in his state. His governor was a very liberal governor. They wanted to make it work.
Okay,
It
let's hear.
Oh,
Let's
who
let Vice
cares?
President Biden
to work.
respond.
It doesn't
Vice
work.
President
He's
Biden,
a very
your response.
confused guy. He thinks he's running against somebody else. He's running against Joe Biden. I beat all those other
Yeah,
people
he didn't
because I
expect
disagreed
Biden to get the
with
nomination, so
them.
he
Joe
should be
Biden
running
is
it.
running against.
That's
all
true.
time.
The idea that we're in a situation that they're going to destroy Medicare, this is the
so true.
guy that the
Like,
actuary
he's
of Medicare
acting as
said,
if he's running
if,
against
in fact,
Bernie.
at
But
Social
it
Security,
is
He's
true.
if in
legitimately
fact he
acting like
continues
he's
to
running against Bernie.
his plan to
Then,
withhold
yeah.
the tax on
Funny.
Social Security, Social Security will be bankrupt by 2023 with no way to make up for it. This is the guy
Yeah.
who's tried to cut Medicare. So no, I mean, the idea that Donald Trump is lecturing me on Social Security and Medicare, come on.
He
couldn't
tried
help
to
it.
get
10
rid of.
seconds,
He
Mr.
tried to hurt
President, and then I have
Social
to go to
Security
another
years
question.
ago.
I
Years
know you
ago.
are. What am
Go
I?
back and look at the records. He tried to hurt
Oh my
Social Security
God.
years ago.
Yeah.
All right,
But-
let's move
but
on.
this
I'm
is
going to
the
move
guy
on.
that
Let
when
me,
they
Mr.
announced-
President, I
Okay,
have to move
wait.
on to the next question.
They said
or
the
else
stock
we're
market-
not
Let's talk
gonna
about
move
what's
Okay.
going on
If
right
I'm
now,
elected,
because right
if
now
he's
Trump is
elected,
the one
the stock
that's
market
doing
will
more
crash.
damage.
Okay,
Biden
let's
is not
move on
trying
to
to
the
hurt
next
Social
question.
Security.
Very quickly.
This is what I'm talking about, though. Like, this debate is literally just, well, this guy did worse than me at this. It's not about, okay, here's how I think I could do better. It's about, here's how I think this guy is going to do worse.
Just in the
Is
last
this really what, like,
3 years
it should
during this
be?
crisis, the billionaires
think
in this
so.
country made, according to the Wall Street, $700 billion more dollars. $700 billion more dollars. Because that's his only measure.
Billionaires.
What happens to the ordinary people out there? What happens to them?
Let's talk about what's happening on Capitol Hill. We're going to
Kristen,
move on, gentlemen.
401ks are through the
Eh.
roof.
We're gonna move on.
Stock are through the roof.
All right.
And he doesn't
We're-
come from
we're gonna
Scranton.
move on.
That's like one of the.
Move
he
on.
lived there for a
See,
short
this is
period
We're
of
gonna-
time
started
before
to
okay,
degenerate
we're gonna move
because
on
he
to the
wanted to
next
get his
question.
point
people of
through.
Pennsylvania.
Let
He's
me
getting
move on
extra
to my
time.
next question.
And now
gentlemen.
Biden feels
As of
that he
tonight,
talks.
more than
He doesn't want
12
to seem
million
weak,
people
right?
are out
So
of
he's
work.
going to start
And
talking.
as of tonight, 8 million more Americans have fallen into poverty, and more families are going hungry every day. Those hit hardest are women and people of color. They say see
Stimulus.
Washington fighting over a relief bill.
Stimulate
Mr. President,
us.
why haven't you been
Stimulate
able to get
us.
them the
Give
help
us
they need?
stimulus.
30 seconds here.
Stop
Because
giving your
Nancy
crooked
Pelosi
friends on
doesn't
Wall
want to
Street
approve it.
stimulus.
I do.
But you're the
It's the
president.
Democrats.
I
Blaming
do,
Nancy.
but I still have to
Blaming
say,
Nancy.
unfortunately, that's
Fucking
one of the reasons I think we're going
Democrats.
to take over the House because of her. Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to approve anything because she'd love to have some victories on a date called November 3rd.
But she fucking
Nancy
meets
Pelosi
with
does
you.
not want to approve it.
You
We
are so
ready,
full of
willing, and
shit,
able
it's
to
not
do
even
something.
funny.
Don't
She
forget,
proposed
we've
a bill,
already
you
approved
turned it
3
down,
plans,
and
it's
then
gone through,
offered an
including the
insultingly
Democrats, in all
worse
fairness.
bill
This one she
in
doesn't want.
response.
It's near the election.
And
because
she said
thinks it
no
helps her politically.
because it would
I
have
think it
literally
hurts her
taken away
All right, Mr.
COVID
Vice President.
protections
Republican
from
leader
workers.
in the United States
You know what
Senate,
needs to
Senator
fucking
Ted
happen with
Passy.
this
will
economic
not be
fucking
able to
relief
pass it.
bill? If they're
He
gonna
does
do it,
not
they
have
just strip it
Republican
down
votes.
to what it
Why
really
is he
should be.
talking
Just
to
the
his
one
Republican
fucking
friends?
thing,
Let me
like
follow up
the
with you,
money
Vice
going out
President.
We
to
made a
America.
deal.
Because
The
let me
Republicans-
Yeah,
ask Vice President Biden the question.
The
You are the
thing
leader
is-
of the
the
Democratic
thing
Party.
is-
The
Why
thing
have you
is,
not pushed
writing the bill
Democrats to get
takes
a deal for
time.
the American people?
Okay,
They
well,
have pushed it. Look, they passed
who
this act
cares?
all the
Then
way back
you
to
should.
the beginning
It
of the
should be
summer.
minimal.
This is like it's not new.
The thing
It's
is,
been
it's
out
got to
there.
go through
This
fucking
HEROES Act
committee.
has been
It's got to
sitting
be
there.
approved by the committee,
And look,
and it
in
gets
fact,
voted
so
on,
it should
when
be
I
and then it
even
moves
was
to
in
the
easier if
Senate.
it's something
Recovery Act
simple.
with
It should be
$800
even
billion.
easier if it's something simple like
There's
a
no
one.
such thing as a fucking simple bill.
Why not? Okay, then that's the problem with this fucking country. We can't even get a fucking simple fucking bill out that both parties can agree on, that both parties, the majority of them, actually want to get more money into the hands of Americans at this point. If we can't even do that because all these bills have to have a bunch of shit strapped onto it that nobody wants, or that both parties at least will never agree on, then yeah,
The bill that
politics
was
is
passed
fucking
in the
dead.
House was a bailout.
What the fuck are we ever going to
of badly
accomplish?
run, high crime Democrats.
Okay, so the stimulus is just
all
never
run
going to
by
happen. then.
Democrats, cities
It's just
and
never
states.
going to fucking happen.
It was a way of
Because
getting
yeah,
a lot of money,
neither of these sides are ever going to
billions
concede
of dollars
because
to
none
this
of them will ever
It was also a
concede
way of
because they
getting a
never
lot of
want to do
money
anything that'll
from
be to the
our
benefit of
people's
the American
pockets to
people. Because
people
none
to
of these
come into
parties
our
give a
country
fuck about the
illegally.
American people.
Well,
We were going to
Nancy
take care of
Pelosi
everything
is
for
actually
them.
trying
And what
to
that does,
get a
and I'd
better
love to
bill
do that.
out.
I'd love
This
to
is
help
not.
them, but
This
what
is
that
not the
does,
time for her to
everybody
be
all
trying to
over
do
the
that.
world
No,
starts
look,
pouring into our
look, no,
country.
no.
We
There's a
can't do it.
reason why
This
she
was a way of
refused
taking
Trump's
care
bill,
of
okay?
them.
Trump's
This was a
bill
way
that
of
he
spending on
proposed
things that had
would have
nothing to
taken
do with
away
COVID, as to your
protections
question.
from
But it
workers
was
who
really a
got
big
COVID
bailout
at
for
work.
badly
They
run
know
I
they
don't
no
want Trump's
longer.
bill. I don't want
All right,
Pelosi's
I
bill.
wanna-
If I get
though.
elected,
Like,
I'm not
Pelosi's
gonna
bill
be a
actually would have
Democrat. I'm
been
gonna be an
better.
American
It would have
president.
given us
I don't
money.
see
It would have.
yeah, but it's not. Yeah, but it's not going to happen.
What
The
I
Republicans
see
would
is
never make it
America,
happen,
the
so why
United
even try?
States. And folks,
Mitch
Like,
hasn't done his fucking job in months.
In trouble.
They need
Axe
to
hasn't
propose
done
something that the
job
Republicans
ever.
will actually fucking accept.
Cops, firefighters,
The Senate has
first
always been
responders,
fucking
because teachers,
absolutely
because they have to
just-
balance their budget, and the founders were smart.
It's
They allowed the
garbage.
federal
The
government
Senate
to
is
deficit spend
garbage.
to compensate
And Mitch
for the
doesn't do his fucking
United
job because he
States
knows
of
as long as he
America.
plays
I want to
instruction,
talk about the minimum
Trump
wage, gentlemen.
Trump
Mr.
still
Vice
stays on
President,
fucking
We are
top.
talking a lot about struggling
It's
small
job
businesses
security.
and business owners these days.
Raise
Do you
the
think
minimum
this is the right
wage.
time to ask them to raise the minimum wage. You, of course,
Do it.
support a $15 federal minimum
I
wage.
do, because I
Yes.
think one of the things we're going to have to
Yes,
do is we're going
based,
to have to bail
epic.
them out too. We should be
$15
bailing them
minimum
out
wage.
now.
At least
Those
he's on
small businesses. You got
Bernie's
one in
side with
6
that.
going
Good thing.
under.
That's the only
They're
good
not gonna be
consistent
able to make it
policy
back.
that's pulling
They
out
passed
is-
a
That's a
federal
concession,
package
by the
that
way. He
allows
wasn't
us
for that
to be able
before.
to call
That's
PPP.
one-
Yeah.
Money is supposed to go to
That-
help them do
that's
everything
better than
from
zero concessions
organize
at this
how
rate.
they
It's
can
not the
deal
deal.
with
We're
their
kind of forced
business
to take
being
what we
open
can fucking
safely.
get right now.
Schools,
Can you name
how they
another
can make
important one?
classrooms smaller, how they can hire more teachers,
Not
how
off
they
the
can
top
put
of my
ventilation
head, but there's
systems in. They need the
Well,
help.
you should be able to.
Businesses
And I'm not
as
saying
well
I'm not
as the
saying that you should
schools
be able
need
to
the
because
help.
you should like
But
do all this
these
research and
guys
shit
will
like
not
that.
help
You should be able to
them.
because
It's
you
not
should
giving
be
them
putting
any of the
something
money.
out there that'll
We are
stick
going
in
to
your head.
move on to
and make
One
immigration,
thing very
but I
quickly,
want
he
to
This
said
should
say
be
we
more
have
than
to
just
help our
one
small
thing.
businesses by raising the minimum wage.
That's not the
That's not
fault of the
helping.
voters. That's the
I
fault
think
of
it
the
should be a
campaign.
state option. Alabama is different than New York. New York is different from Vermont. Every state is different. It should be a state option.
you said very
we have
recently-
to help. It's very important.
We
to
have
help our
4 or
small
5
businesses.
states
How are you
in
helping
this
your
country
small
that do not
businesses
have a
when
minimum
you're forcing
wage.
wages? What's going to happen, and what's been proven to happen, is when you do that, these small businesses fire many of their employees.
You said very
Not true,
recently you would
by the way.
consider raising the federal minimum
it.
wage to $15 an
Say it.
hour. You said recently you would consider raising the federal minimum wage to $15
what I
an
really
hour. Is that
like,
still the case?
and I would
I wish
consider
they
it
actually could bring
to
out
an extent,
statistics
in a
What I
second
really like,
administration?
in a second administration, but not to a
about
level
these
that's going to put
statistics.
all these businesses out of business.
Because,
It
like,
should be a state option. Look,
a lot of people are just gonna
in
believe
different
whatever Trump
places.
says
I know
or whatever
different
Biden
places. They're all
says.
different. Some places,
You know what I mean?
$15 is not so bad. In other places, other states, $15 would
Okay,
be
President
ruinous.
Trump, thank you. Quick
No
response,
one
Vice
should
President
work
Biden.
2 jobs, 1 job, be below poverty.
It should be
People
more
are
than
making
15
$6, $7,
minimum
$8
wage,
an hour.
by the way.
These first
If
responders
it was
would all
tied
as they come
if
down
it was
the street
tied to
because
inflation
they've
and
allowed us to
productivity,
make
it would be 33.
What's happening? They deserve a minimum wage of $15. Anything below that puts you below the poverty level.
Honestly,
and there is no evidence
I don't know.
that
And
when you
nobody
raise the
else
minimum wage, businesses go
advocates for
out of
this,
business.
but the minimum
That is
wage
simply not true.
We're going to
percentage
talk about
is
immigration.
always
We're going to talk
tied to
about
the economy
immigration
and the
now,
value of the
gentlemen.
US dollar.
And we're going to talk
100%.
about families
Well,
within this
that really
context.
depends
Mr.
on
President, your
on the
administration
strength of
separated
the
children
weakness
from
of the
their
US dollar
parents
from
at the
day to
border. At
day.
least
Okay, well,
4,000
I mean,
kids. You've since reversed
whatever.
Mr.
Like,
Helland's
if
policy,
you tied it to
but the
consumer
United
price,
States can't locate
if you
the
tied it
parents
to
of more than
CPI,
500
you could
children.
probably
So
get
how will
between
these
$22 and
families ever be
$32 an
reunited?
Well,
hour.
how about,
Children
because,
are
yeah,
brought here
it fluctuates every
by
day. How about it
coyotes
just,
and
let's
lots
say,
of
every
bad
3 months or
people,
so?
cartels,
Um,
and they're brought
I
here,
mean,
and they
you
used to
you
use
could do
them
an
to
average
get into our
assessment every
country.
3 months.
We
Sure.
now have as strong a border as we've
I
Because
just
ever
feel like
had.
that would be a
We're
better
over
fucking
400
job than
miles of
I
brand new
know
wall.
for a
You
fact
see the
that
numbers, and we let
about
people
every
in, but they
year
have to come
I
in
get an
illegally, and
increase
they
in
come in through
benefits
But how will
because
you
of
Let
reunite
me
these
just tell
kids
you,
with
and
their
it's usually
families?
between
Mr.
1.6
President?
they built
and
cages. You
3%.
know, they used to
Because
say,
let's be
"I
honest,
built
by
the
the time
cages,"
the minimum
and then
wage
they
is
had a picture in
15,
a certain
it's already not going to be enough.
newspaper.
Yeah.
And then we're going to
Picture
be
of
fighting
these
for something
horrible
that won't be
cages,
around
and they said,
until
"Look at
that's
these
not enough
cages.
either.
President
Like, you
Trump
know what I
built
mean?
them.
The
And
good
it was
long-term
determined they were
solution is
built. In
percentage-based.
2014,
I remember working
that
for
was him.
Do you have a
$5.15 an
plan to
hour.
reunite the kids?
That was
Yes, we're working on
insulting.
it we're trying
Jesus.
very hard. But a lot of these
Yeah.
kids come out without the
It
parents.
was
They come over
5:15
through
until after
cartels and
I
through
graduated high
coyotes and through
school.
gangs.
Vice President Biden, let me bring you into this
525
conversation. Quick response and then another question to you.
These 500 plus kids came with parents. They separated them at the border to make it a disincentive to come to begin with. Real tough. We're really strong. And guess what? They cannot, it's not coyotes didn't bring them over. Their parents were with them. They got separated from their parents. And it makes us a laughing stock and violates every notion of who we are as a nation.
Even if you think that that's
Yeah.
a
Let me ask
mistake on
you
the
a
side of the
question.
parents,
They
like,
did
the
it.
children shouldn't
We
be punished
changed the
for that.
policy.
Your
It should
response
be on
to
the
that?
fucking parents
We
alone.
changed.
not
They built the
separate the
cages.
they-
Who built the cages, Joe?
Let's talk about what
Who
we're
built the
talking about.
cages,
Let's
Joe?
talk about what we're talking about. What happened?
That's actually kind of
Parents
true.
were ripped. Their kids were ripped
I
from
have
their
to- I
arms.
have to
Yeah, but
understand.
who hasn't done anything about it,
Now
Trump?
they
Who hasn't
cannot
done
find
anything
over
about it? Yeah, you
500
can't pull that
six of
card.
those parents,
Like,
and those
if
kids
you're gonna go there,
alone.
It's
Nowhere
whatever.
to go.
it's a stupid
Nowhere
card
to
and a
go.
stupid deck.
It's criminal.
Yeah. And
It's
it
criminal.
goes to
Let me
boil
pass
down
you
to
Listen,
what
I
about
will
this
it.
say
entire
this.
debate
They
is.
went
Just
down.
this
We
guy's
brought
worse than
reporters,
me.
everything.
That's
They
all
are
it is.
so well
This guy's
taken
worse
care
than
of.
me, so
They're
vote
in
for me instead.
facilities that were so clean.
But some of
You've
them
got-
haven't
you
been
know,
reunited
even
with
if
their
just ask
families.
even if
one
it was the
question.
case,
Who built the cages?
still,
I'd love you to
it's
ask about
still like
who built the cages.
Let me ask about your immigration
it's tantamount
policy,
to
Mr.
child
Vice President. The
endangerment
Biden
trafficking.
administration did
Yeah,
fail to deliver
we get it.
immigration
We get
reform,
it.
which had been a key promise during the administration. It also presided over record deportations as well as family detentions at the border before changing course. So why should voters trust you with an immigration overhaul now?
They shouldn't. Let's be
Make a
honest.
mistake.
They
It took
shouldn't.
too long to get it right. Took too long to get it right.
The border
I'll be
issue is going to
president of
be
the
an
United
issue
States, not vice
for a very
president.
long
Oh, the
the
border
fact is,
issue
I've
is
made it very
barely an
clear.
issue to me.
Within 100 days, I'm going to send to the United
doesn't-
States
it
Congress.
doesn't-
a
it doesn't
pathway
really
to
rob
citizenship
me of
for over
anything.
We need
11
genuine
million
immigration
undocumented
reform.
people.
Like, it needs to
And
be-
all of those
to
so-called
be
dreamers,
simpler
those
for
DACA
things to
kids,
work out, so
they're
that
going
way
to be
people can come
immediately
here the right
certified
way.
again to be able to stay in this country and put on a path to citizenship. The idea that they are
The reason why there's
Yeah,
so
this
much-
yeah,
guy,
you're
they want to do
you're
that,
right. You're right.
is
Those
they've
kids
gone to a
are
country
victims,
they've
not a
never seen
bargaining chip.
before. I can
Exactly.
imagine you're 5
I
years
do agree
old,
with
your
that.
parents are taking
Yeah.
you across the Rio Grande
Children
River
should
and
never
it's,
be
and
like
it's,
used as a
and it's
bargaining
illegal.
chip.
And you
That's
say,
weird.
oh no, mom,
Children
let me
should
here.
never
I'm
be
not gonna
treated as
go
a
with you."
bargaining chip.
They've been here.
They
Many
also
of them,
shouldn't
Mom
be
says
indoctrinated
over
either.
20,000 of them are first
Oh, yeah, or put
responders
in a cage.
out there taking care of people during this crisis.
I mean, in a
We
way,
owe
in
them.
America, they
We
kind of
owe
are
them.
I know
indoctrinated.
public school systems are
President
He
basically.
had
Yeah.
8 years
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
what he said he
When
was
the
going
cost
to do.
is human lives, this
And I've
shouldn't be a
changed
debate.
without having a specific. We got rid of catch and release.
Yeah,
we
you're-
got
you're-
rid of
you're-
a
you're
lot
right.
of horrible things that they put in
How
and
about
that they
just
lived
let
with.
people
But he had
fucking live,
8
yo?
years
If
he
they
was
wanna
vice
cross the
president.
border, oh my
he
God, who
did
gives a fuck?
nothing except build cages to
Let 'em
keep
go.
children in.
Vice President
Wrong.
Biden,
I don't
your
think border
response.
security would
Catch
be an
and
issue
release.
at all
You know
as
what he's
long as
talking
it
about
wasn't so
there?
convoluted
If
to
in
come
fact
here.
you
Like, if
had
it was
your
easier to come
family
here the right way,
came
then
across
who
and they were
cares? Like,
arrested,
I get that. Whatever.
that in fact were given a date to show
But
up
we
for their
need,
hearing.
we just need a better
They were
system for people to
released.
come here
And
the
guess
right
what?
way.
They showed up for a hearing.
You know what? We
This is
need
the
we need a
first president in
system
the history of the
where
United
people
States of
are
America that
actually
anybody seeking
lining up in
asylum
fucking droves
has to do
come
it in
here.
another
But
country.
we don't have that.
That's never happened before
We
in
have
America.
people who want to
100%.
fucking
That's never happened
leave.
before in America.
100%.
You come to the United
And
States
by
and you
the
make
way,
your case
as someone
that
who's
you seek asylum
been
based on the
immigrating
following
here, literally everybody here that I tell that I'm coming from America, from Canada, they just go, why? Why are you moving here?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
It just shows that
Why
he
would
has
you do
no
such a thing?
understanding of immigration.
America's
laws. Catch and
America's
release
not
is
a
disaster.
paragon of
A
virtue.
murderer
no
would
one's
come
time.
in,
No
a
one's busting
rapist
down
would
the doors
come
to
in,
come here.
A very bad person would come in.
Yeah.
We would
The only
take
reason
their
that James is
name,
coming
we
here
have
is
to
because
release them
America has
into
one thing
our
that Canada
country.
doesn't that
And
she
then
really
you
likes.
say they come back. Less than 1% of the people come back. We have to send ICE out and Border Patrol out to find them. We would say, come back in 2 years, 3 years. We're going to give you a court case. You need Perry Mason. We're going to give you a court case. When you say they come
Abolish
back, they don't
ICE.
come back, Joe. They never come back.
ICE is literally
Only the
just a horrible fucking tool.
I hate to say this, but those with the lowest
Great
IQ,
in drinks,
they might
not
come back.
Okay,
not
President
roaming
Trump,
around
let's
on
give
the
Vice
fucking
President Biden a
streets.
chance to respond, and
You
then
know
we're
what?
going to move
Hot
on
take,
to the next
abolish
segment.
SWAT too.
Vice President Biden, your response.
Know the law. What he's telling you is simply not true.
Well, check it out. They don't come back.
Check it out.
All right, let's move
But
on
we don't have to
the
worry
next
about it.
They
section.
don't come back
terminated it,
for
so we
other
don't have to worry
reasons.
about it
Let's
anymore.
move on to the next
And you have
section.
525 kids not knowing where in God's name they're going to be and lost their parents.
Go ahead.
All right. Let's talk about our next section,
wow.
which is race
That
in America.
fucking tone right
and I
there.
want to talk about the way black
That
and brown
fucking tone
Americans
tells me,
experience
I don't care,
race in
move
this
on.
country. Part of that experience is something called the talk. It happens regardless of class and income. Parents who feel they have
You
no
mean like the
choice
birds and the
but to
bees?
prepare their
No,
children
no,
for
this
the
is-
chance
this
that
is
they
more
could
serious.
be targeted, including by the police, for no reason other than the color of their skin. Mr.
True.
Vice President, in the next 2 minutes, I want you to speak
This is something
directly
every black
to these families.
family has to
Do you
go through,
understand
by the way, that
why
most
these
of us don't
parents
fucking
fear
get.
for their children?
I do. I do. You know, my daughter is a social worker, and she's written a lot about this. She has her graduate degree from the University of Pennsylvania.
I'm
in
surprised
social
Trump
work.
wasn't like, did you say
And you know,
socialist worker?
One of the reasons why I ended up working on the east side of Wilmington, Delaware, which is 90% African American, was to learn more about what was going on. What I never had to tell my daughter, if she's pulled over, make sure she puts, for a traffic stop, put both hands on top of the wheel and don't reach for the glove box because someone may shoot you.
Yep.
But a black parent,
Yeah.
no matter how wealthy or how poor they are, has to teach their child when you're walking down the street, don't have a hoodie on when you go across the street. Making sure that you, in fact, if you get pulled over, yes, yes, sir, no, sir, hands on top of the wheel, because you
I grew up
are,
with a
in
lot of
fact,
black
the victim,
friends, by
whether
the
you're
way, and
a
witnessed this
person
shit
making
firsthand.
child of a $300,000 a year person, or someone who's on food stamps.
The shit is real. For
fact
those
of
of
the
you who
matter
think
is,
that this,
there
oh
is
what, oh you black
institutional
people are
racism
just
in America.
pussies. Oh
And
what,
we
you're just
have
paranoid.
always said,
No.
we've never lived
No,
up to it.
even
We
in
hold
places
these
like
truths to be
Canada,
self-evident. All
black
men and women
people are
created equal. Guess what?
disproportionately targeted
We
by police
have
violence.
never ever lived up
Yeah,
to,
that's
but
right.
we've always
Not,
constantly been
not,
moving
not
the
exactly
needle
similar to
further and
this, but
further
women also
to
have to deal with a
inclusion,
lot of similar
not
shit when they go out in
exclusion.
public.
Yeah.
This is the
You
first
know,
president to come along and says that's the end of that. We're not going to do that.
And by the way, I'm
anymore.
not saying that
We have to
undermines
provide
anything
for
that black
economic
people have to deal
opportunity,
with.
better
But, I mean, I'm just
education,
saying, like, other
better
groups of people
healthcare,
also have
better
this type of
access
issue.
to
We need to
schooling,
address
better
every single
access to
That's what
opportunity
intersectionality is
to
about,
borrow
yeah.
money to start businesses.
I mean,
All
I'm gonna
the
say
things
this.
we can do, and I've
As
laid
a
out clear
look, I'm
plan
fully
as
aware.
to
Yeah,
how
women
to
are
do
harassed
those
on the
things.
street too.
Just to
One of the
give people
first
a shot.
times I
It's
went
about
out publicly
accumulating the
dressed as a
ability to have
woman,
wealth as well as it is
I was
to be free
catcalled and
from
like had
violence.
someone like
President
drive by
Trump,
me
same
multiple
question to you,
times,
and let me
honking at
remind
me
you
and
of
trying to
the
get my
question.
attention.
I would like you to speak
And it was
directly
fucking
to these
creepy. Yeah, it
families.
happens.
Do you understand why these parents fear for their children?
Yes, I do. And again, he's
That's
been
a
in
lie.
government 47
We live in a
years.
fucked
he never
up
did
country,
a thing
yo.
except in 1994.
We
when he
live in a
did such
society.
harm
Oh, he's
to
gonna
the
go
black
for the crime
community.
bill.
And they
Yeah,
were called,
he's gonna
and
go
he
for the
called
crime
them
bill, which
super
is
predators.
kind of
And
fucking
he
funny
said
because
that. He said it,
it
super
did
predators.
Biden
And they
didn't
have
fucking
never
pass
lived
the
that
bill.
down.
Yeah, the only reason
1994,
Trump's
And he's-
being
and
more
he's-
crime bill.
And he's
Super
actually said he
predators.
regrets
Nobody has
signing
done
it
more
because
for
he
the
didn't
black
quite know what
community
was in the
than
bill.
Donald Trump.
Right.
Bills
And
do
if you
get
look,
fucking large,
with the
and that's the
exception
problem.
That's
of
part of the
Abraham
problem. Yeah,
Lincoln.
exactly. We
Possibly.
were
By the way,
talking
With the
about that
exception of
earlier.
But
Abraham
I think
Lincoln,
Bernie voted for the
nobody
crime bill
has
too.
done what I've
And he
done.
had his own
Criminal
reasons for doing
justice
that. His reason
reform.
was to protect
Obama
women.
and
But,
Joe didn't do it.
I don't know if it was
even
worth
think they
it, really.
tried because they had no chance
Yeah,
of
does
doing
he acknowledge it was a
They might
mistake,
have
or did he
wanted
stand
to
by
do
that?
it, but if
I
you
think
had to
Bernie
see the
acknowledged it
arms
was-
I
I
had to
don't remember.
twist to get that done,
Oh,
it was
interesting.
not a pretty picture.
I don't
And
remember.
everybody
I
knows
know
it,
it was to
including
help
some
women,
very
though.
liberal people that cried
Yeah,
in
that's the
my
problem
office.
with bills
They cried
that
in the
big.
Oval Office.
Yep.
2 weeks later,
Well, That's the
they're out
problem with our
saying, "Gee, we have to
democracy."
defeat him. Criminal justice
what?
reform, prison
when
reform,
you can
opportunity
tag on
zones with
writers
Tim
to bills
Scott, a
that
great
aren't even
senator
fucking
from
relevant.
South Carolina.
Almost
He came
almost
up with
every
this
issue
incredible
should
idea
be
for opportunity zones.
almost
It's
every
one of the
issue
most
should be handled
successful
and voted
programs.
on
People don't talk
independently,
about
unless
it.
they're connected
Tremendous
close
investment
enough.
is being made. Biggest beneficiary, the Black and Hispanic communities. And then historically,
I don't think. I think if Biden said that he
colleges and
didn't read it, he was either lying
After 3
or
years
he
of
had
coming
other
to the
reasons.
office, I
Look,
love
like
some
I
of
said,
those guys.
everyone
They
voted
look
for the
great.
crime
They
bill.
came into
The
the
crime bill
office,
was like
and they
weirdly
said-
like.
I said, what are you doing? After 3 years,
It
I
had
said,
like
why
a
do you keep
weird
coming back?
bipartisan support. It
Because we
didn't
have no
pass
funding.
like
I said, you don't have to come
unanimously,
back
but
every year.
it had
We
like
have
a
to come
weird
back
amount of
because President Obama
conservatives
would never give
and
them
Democrats that
long-term
voted
funding,
for it,
and I
including
did.
Bernie.
10-year
So,
long-term funding, and I gave them
I
more
wonder
money
why.
than they asked for because they said, I think you need more.
Well, this was early on
And I
in the
said, the
Clinton
only bad part
administration.
about this is
Ching.
I may never see you
Well,
again.
yeah,
because
that was
I
also
got very friendly
the
with
case
them,
because
and they
Clinton
like me
was
and I like
also,
them.
you
But
know,
I saved it.
goody with Newt Gingrich, who was
Colleges and universities.
speaker at
Okay,
the
A lot of
time.
and we're going to
people
talk about
were
both of
duped
your
by that
records,
bill.
but your response to
Our
that,
first
Vice
black
President.
My response to
president,
that is I never, ever
Well, I
said
mean, he was good at playing
he
the saxophone
accused
and
me of
eating
saying. The
McDonald's.
fact of the matter is, in 2000,
first
though,
black
issues.
president.
after the crime
Hell
bill
yeah.
had been in the law for a while, this is the guy who said the problem with the crime bill, there's not enough people in jail. There's
True.
not enough people in jail.
Trump did
And
say
go
that.
on my website, get the quote, the date when he said it. Not enough people. He talked about
Hey,
marauding
debate staff, this
gangs,
is what I'm
young
talking
gangs
about.
of
Can you provide
people who are
sources? That way
going to
people
maraud our
more so
cities.
believe what
This
they're
is a
seeing.
guy who in
Yeah.
Central Park 5.
Well, I don't
innocent
think
black
he's going to
kids,
be
he
able to
continued
fucking
push
just
for making
pop
sure
it out on
that they got the
demand.
death penalty.
Well,
I
no,
would-
no, I get
None of them.
I wouldn't
were
expect
guilty
him
of
to
what the
fucking
crime-
pop that out
of
on
the crimes they
demand.
were
A
suggesting.
staffer would,
Look,
but not him.
And talk about
There's a big
granted,
difference.
Well, that's what I mean.
in
He's
fact,
got.
that
He
20
roughly
people,
knew what he
commuted
was
20
going
people
to.
Oh yeah,
We commuted over
he's
1,000
gonna
people
hit
since.
them on. He's
Over
gonna hit him
1,000.
on the.
The very law he's talking about is a law that, in fact, initiated by Barack Obama. And secondly, we're in a situation here where the federal prison system was reduced by 38,000 people under our administration. And one of these things we should be doing, there should be no,
I just realized what really
no
bothers me
minimum
about
mandatories in
Is
the
it's
law.
two people who have
That's why I'm
already been
offering $20
involved in
billion to
presidential
states to
administrations. So,
change
like,
their
none of them
state
are, like,
laws
offering
to
up
eliminate
anything.
minimum
Like, we already know where they
mandatories and set
stand,
up drug courts.
mostly.
No one should be going to jail.
So it's kind of
because
weird.
they have a drug
I miss
problem.
the
They
idea
should
of
be going
like
to
getting someone who's
rehabilitation,
never actually
not to
been in
jail.
office
We
before.
should
and being like,
fundamentally change
well,
the
I
system.
don't have
and that's
any
what
like
I'm gonna do.
actual like
Why
you know you
didn't
can't
you
really
do it
hold
4
anything
years
against me
ago?
because I haven't done
Why
anything
didn't you
yet.
do
But
that
both of
4
these
years
fuckers
ago? Even
have made
less
a
than
lot
that.
of
Why
mistakes.
didn't you
I
do it?
am
You were
not-
vice president. You keep talking about all these things you're
He
going to
was
do.
vice
and
president,
you're
not
gonna do this.
president.
But
He
you were
didn't
there
have
a
Yeah.
full power to
short
do
time
that
ago.
shit.
I don't-
Also,
You guys did
the
nothing.
country
Trump
wasn't
did
exactly
Joe,
there
I ran because
on
of you.
on the on,
I
on
ran
a lot of
because
these
Barack
ideas.
Obama.
Okay.
Because you
No,
did a poor job. If I thought you did a good
he's
job,
saying,
I would have
I
never
ran
run.
because of you.
I
No,
would
you
have
ran
never run.
because you
I
wanted to
ran
undo
because
everything
of you.
Obama
I'm
ever
looking
did.
at you now. You're a
Yeah.
politician. I ran because of you.
All right, Vice President Biden, your response to that, and then I do have some questions for both
Wow.
of you.
Well, I
How
tell you what,
flattering.
I hope he does look at me because what's happening here is you know who I am. You know who he is.
I don't know if I
his
know who
character,
you are.
You know my character. You know our reputations for
Not
telling
really,
the
no.
truth.
Yeah, no.
I am anxious to have this race.
Well, we know Trump's
I'm
character.
anxious to see
It's
this.
pretty
Yeah, I
transparent.
get what he's saying. I
am
get what he's saying.
Character.
Yeah,
of the
I know
country is
Trump
on the
doesn't
ballot.
understand his
Our
position.
character is on the ballot.
He
Look at us
doesn't
closely.
understand anything.
Let me ask some follow-up.
Excuse me.
Please respond,
If
and then
this
we're going to have
stuff
follow-up
is true
questions.
about Russia, Ukraine, China, other countries,
It's
Iraq,
not.
If this is true, then he's a corrupt politician.
All right.
So don't give me the stuff about.
I
him.
mean,
Do you have
so are
proof?
you?
Wait,
What?
do you have
Calling
proof
the
that
He's
it's
federal
a corrupt
black.
politician.
Nobody's
Take a look
President
at the
Trump,
laptop.
Do you
I
have
want to
proof
stay
that
on
it's
the
true,
issue
Trump?
of race. We're talking
Or are
about
you
the
just
issue-
saying it as
President
usual?
President Trump,
Nobody.
we're talking about race right now, and I do want to stay on the issue of race. President Trump,
And I
you've
have to
just
respond to that.
Please,
Because look,
very
there
quickly.
are 50 former national intelligence folks who said that what he's accusing me of is a Russian plant. They have said that this has all the five former heads of the CIA, both parties, say what he's saying is a bunch of garbage. Nobody believes it except his and his good friend Rudy Giuliani.
You mean the laptop is now another Russia?
No, Jesus
That's
Christ.
exactly
Dude,
what.
come on,
that's
Biden, bring up
exactly
Borat,
what
dude.
This is
was
where
told.
he's going. The
Bring up
laptop
Borat.
is Russia.
Gentlemen,
Bring
I
up
wanna stay on the
Giuliani
issue
and
of race,
Borat.
You have
okay?
to
If you're
be
gonna
kidding. Here we go again with Russia.
We're going to continue on the issue of race. Mr. President, you've described the Black Lives Matter movement as a symbol of hate. You've shared a video of a man chanting white power to millions of your supporters. You've said that black
Racist.
professional athletes exercising their First Amendment rights should be fired. What do you say to Americans who say that kind of language from a president is contributing to a climate of hate and racial strife?
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs. Pigs.
Oh my God! Oh,
pigs in a
so
blanket,
offensive,
fry
so
'em
horrible.
like bacon.
Grab him by the
It's a horrible
hey,
thing.
hey!
And
First
they were
time I
marching
heard
down the
Trump
street.
speak, I heard him
was my
say,
first,
"Grab him by the pussy." I don't
glimpse of
even
Black
ask.
Lives Matter. I thought it was a terrible thing.
I thought he was an
As far
anti-woman
as
misogynist,
my
and then I realized, oh, of
relationships
course
with
he is.
all people. I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the
No,
least
you
racist
have a
person
shit
in this
relationship
room.
with
What do you say to
America.
Americans
Yeah,
who are
most
concerned
people
by
hate
that
you,
rhetoric
motherfucker.
by the-
I mean, I
the
don't know
video?
what to say.
Most
I got
people
criminal
despise
justice
you.
reform
There it
done,
is.
prison
He's doing his
reform,
Trump thing where he's like,
opportunity
I'm the
zones. I took
least
care of
racist
black
person to
colleges
ever
and
exist.
universities. I don't know what to say.
I'm the least
They can
racist
say
in my
anything. I mean,
administration.
they can say anything.
But that doesn't
It's a
mean
very-
much.
it's-
Look,
makes
when
me
he makes
sad
claims like that, like, how
because
can
I am-
people actually
I am
take
the
it
least
seriously? Like,
Dude,
we know you
racist
are like
person. I
the
can't even
least
see the
racist
audience
person in
because it's so
human
dark.
history.
But I don't
My
care who's
dad
in the
literally
audience. I'm the
unironically
least
says that. He was
racist
like,
person in
I'm
this
not
room.
racist.
Okay,
I'm
Vice
the
President
least
Biden, let me ask
racist
you
person
very
to
quickly, and then I
ever
have a follow-up
exist.
question for you.
Abraham
Says
Lincoln
every
was one of the most
racist ever
racist
existed.
presidents we've had
That's
in
right up
modern
there
history.
with I'm not
He
racist. I have a
pours
color
fuel on
TV.
every
Yeah, I'm
single-
sorry. Everyone who says that is racist.
Every single one. Started off his campaign.
Yeah,
coming
I
down the
agree,
escalator
Joe.
saying
Every
he's
single
getting
one.
Rid of those
Racist.
Mexican rapists. He's banned Muslims.
If you
because
say you're
they're
the least
Muslims.
racist
He has
person
moved
ever, you're
around,
definitely
made everything
overcompensating.
Worse across
Like
the board.
100%.
He says to about
Most
the poor
people that
boys,
aren't racist
last
don't feel the
time we were
need to
on
defend
stage,
it
he
that
said, I told him to stand down
strongly.
and
They're just
stand
like,
right.
whatever. You think I'm
Come
Oh, yeah.
racist? I
Oh, yeah,
disagree,
like-
but
Dog whistle about
Yeah.
as big as a foghorn.
Tonic and
President
sales
Trump, I'm
said
gonna give
literally
you 10
hate
seconds
groups
to
for
respond, and then I
him,
have a
but
follow-up.
let's just
You
pretend he
made
found
a
out
reference
about them.
to Abraham
Yeah,
Lincoln. Where
I
did that
mean,
come in?
fucking
I
Richard
mean,
Spencer
said
going,
Abraham
Iowa
Lincoln.
Trump,
where did
Iowa
that-
victory.
No.
Yeah.
I said
You know
not
what?
since
Fuck Pence
Abraham
Spencer.
Lincoln
Fuck
has
Pence
anybody
Spencer. I fucking
done
hate
what
that
I've done
dude.
for the black community.
And I'm saying,
I think I might want to
I'm
do
Abraham
like
Lincoln. I said,
we should
not
talk about him
since
sometime, just
Abraham
because he's
Lincoln
been trying to
has
like get away
anybody
from the
done
whole
what I've
right wing
done for the
grift
black
thing, and he's
community.
failing
Now, you
horribly.
have done nothing other than the
we should
crime
maybe
bill,
watch some of
which
his
put
cringe or
God.
something.
tens
Who,
of
Pez Dispenser?
thousands of black men
All right, we'll watch
in
Pez
jail.
Dispenser.
All right,
Comment
let
on
me,
You know
let me,
what?
a- let me
They
ask
remember
Vice
it because
President
if
Biden
you look
a
at what's
question.
why not?
happening with the
How
voting
dare
right
you
now,
denigrate
Let me ask
they
Pez.
Vice
remember
President
that you
Biden.
treated them
Okay, fine, I'm
very
sorry.
badly. Just take a look at what's happening.
I'm kidding.
out there.
Vice President
I
Biden,
couldn't
let
give
me
a
give
shit
you a
one
chance
way or
to
the other.
respond within this
I like how you're like,
context.
you know what? I don't even give a fuck about Pez. Who cares?
Contributed to the incarceration of tens of thousands of young black men who had small amounts of drugs in their possession. They are sons, they are
I would like
brothers,
some-
they're
I would like
fathers,
some
they're
small
uncles,
amount of drugs
whose
in my
families are still to
possession.
this day, some of them suffering
Just
the
to get through this
consequences.
fucking
so speak to
debate.
those families. Why should they vote
That's
for you?
where you're wrong.
One of the
Me and
things is
me and
in the
Jamie
80s,
realized
we
that we
passed
needed some type of
100%.
altercation to
All
get
100
past this.
senators voted
Oh,
for it.
speaking of
A
which,
bill
time for
on
some more
Oh, yeah.
malarkey.
drugs. And
Yeah,
how to
time for
do
some
it.
more
It was a mistake. I've been trying to change the sense, and particularly the
Hooray,
portion on
malarkey.
cocaine. That's why I've been arguing
whole
that, in
debate's been
fact, we
malarkey,
should
let's
not
be honest.
send anyone to jail for a pure drug offense. They should be going into
I agree
treatment
with that.
Yeah,
across the board.
yeah.
That's
Logan
what
goes,
we should be
I don't
spending
support
money. That's why
BLM,
I
but
set
Trump
up
has
drug
said some pretty
courts, which were never
disgusting
funded
stuff about
by
minorities.
Republican
Yeah,
friends.
that's been a
They
constant.
should not be going
do
to
support
jail
BLM.
for a drug or an alcohol
BLM
problem.
today,
They should
BLM
be going
tomorrow,
into
BLM
treatment.
forever.
Treatment.
Until we no
I
longer need
That's
it.
what we've been trying to
I
do.
support
That's
the
what I'm
state,
going to
but not
get
really the
done because I
organization.
think maybe the American people have
in
now
principle,
seen
yeah.
that in
I
fact
mean,
it was a
there-
mistake
there's-
to pass those laws relating to
I wish
drugs.
BLM
They
was
were not
more
in the crime
radical.
bill.
But
Okay.
why
Ain't
didn't he
radical
get it done?
enough.
See, it's all talk, no action with these
I
politicians. Why
BLM
didn't
are
he
headed
get it
by
done?
two
That's what I'm
Marxists.
gonna do
Like,
when I become
where?
president.
Where are they?
You
Where
were
are they?
vice president
Clements.
along with Obama as your president, your leader.
Hey, being
for
a
8
Marxist is
years.
based.
Why didn't you
Outta
get
here.
it done? You had 8 years to get
Eh.
it done. Now you're saying you're going to get it done
Not for
because
me.
you're all talk and no action.
We
Jim.
got a lot
I
of
mean,
it
I can
done.
agree
We
with some of the
released
principles.
38,000
Get anything
We got
done.
38,000
I'm
prisoners.
not like
You got
I'm
nothing
not
done.
like swallowing
38,000
marks on the
prisoners
daily.
were released from federal prison. There were over 1,000 people who were given clemency. We, in fact, fact, we're the ones that put in the legislation saying we could look
Fucking
at pattern
commie.
and practice of police departments and what they were doing, how they were conducting
Commie.
themselves. I could go
Goddamn
on,
bullshit.
but we began the process.
a bunch of
We
malarkey.
began the process. We lost
Hail,
an election.
comrade.
That's why I'm running to win back that election.
Здравствуйте, товарищи.
Would like to vote for Biden, the communist candidate of the United States Democrat Party.
Oh, I'm in, brother.
Us with our comrade Bernie Sanders, we're going to enact the socialist revolution here in America. Going to be gloriful. That's a word now.
Yeah, that is
President Biden, and then we're going to move on to the
Gloriful.
next question.
Slava.
In Congress.
Oh yeah.
That's the answer.
Okay.
You got to talk them
I-
into it.
Period.
Communism.
You gotta talk them into it.
We're going to move on to our next section,
Like I
which
did with
is
Look at that! Oh my!
justice reform. I had to talk
That he did
Democrats
the
into it.
That's pretty funny.
We're running out of time, so we got to get on to climate change, please.
Running out of
We both
time?
have
Oh,
very
boy.
different
Hey,
points
that's
on
that's
climate
appropriate
change.
because we
President
actually
Trump,
are
you say that
running out of
environmental
time as a
regulations
society,
hurt
species.
jobs in the
I get
energy
it.
sector.
Because of
Vice
climate
President
change.
Biden,
Yeah.
you have said you see addressing climate change as an
Out of
opportunity to
time.
create new jobs. For each of you, how would you both combat climate change and support job growth at the same time? Starting with you, President
Oh,
Trump.
that's entirely
You have 2 minutes
possible.
uninterrupted.
3 words.
So,
I don't
3
wanna hear
words.
Trump's
the
bullshit
Trillion
on this. I wanna
Trees
hear Biden
program.
actually
We have
give us
so
an
many
answer.
different programs. I do love the
If it doesn't have
environment,
anything
but
to
what I
do
want
with
is
the Green New Deal,
cleanest,
I'm not
crystal
fucking
clear
interested.
water,
No,
the
no,
cleanest
I
air.
think that's
We
a
have
bad.
the best,
that's
lowest
not.
number in carbon
Dude,
emissions,
I'm not
which
gonna-
is a
I'm not
big
gonna make
standard
it
that I
that-
notice Obama goes with all the time.
I'm not
Joe,
gonna
I
be
haven't
that
heard
like
Joe use the term 'cause I'm not
picky.
sure he
Like,
knows
dude,
what
as
it
long as he's doing
represents or
something,
means, but I
dude,
have
a
heard
$2
Obama
trillion
It's gotta have
deal.
something.
We have the
It's gotta have
best
something
carbon
from it. It doesn't.
emission
A
numbers
$2 trillion
we've had in
deal that
35
Biden wants to
years
do is
under
better
this
than the $0
administration. We
deal
are
that Trump
working
wants to
so
do,
well with
and how Trump
industry.
actually
Here's
wants
what
to
we
make it
can't do.
worse. So yeah,
Look
I
at
do want to
China,
hear what
how
Biden has to
filthy
say
it is.
because at least he
Look
wants to
at
do
Russia.
something.
Look at India.
I know he wants to do something, but
The
didn't
air
extra
is
us out of the Paris
filthy.
Agreement.
The
Like, there's no
Paris
reason to
Accord,
do
I
that
took us
at
out
all.
because we were going to have
Of
to
course.
spend
Well,
trillions
Biden's
of
gonna put us
dollars,
back in the
and we were
Paris
treated
Agreement, which will
very
put us
unfairly.
at least
When they put us in there, they did us a great
See-
disservice.
See, he's
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about the Paris Accord now and how, like, apparently,
supposedly we have to spend
Tens of
trillions of
millions of
dollars.
jobs.
That
yeah,
we were
it is
treated
kind of
unfairly.
trillions of
Thousands
dollars.
of companies
Why not then take
because
that
of
money and
the
reinvest
Paris
it into
Accord.
like clean
It was
energy?
so unfair.
Are you gonna pay
China
for it, guys?
doesn't
Are we
kick
gonna pay
in
for
until
it?
2030. Russia goes back to a
Because
low
Like
standard.
like
And
like
when
I
that
said,
money-
kicked in
Maybe
right
that money
away,
could have
it
better
would
been
have
used
it would have
for other
it would have
things,
destroyed our
but it
businesses.
could have been
So,
used to
you
actually,
ready?
like
We
I
have
said, get
done an incredible
some
job
shit started on
environmentally.
green technology. Actually, get some
Cleanest
people
air, the
investing into
cleanest
it,
water,
and
and the
investing
best
their time
carbon
and shit.
emission
Like,
standards
so yeah,
that we've
like
seen in many,
at
many
least do
years.
something with that money.
Vice President
And we
Biden.
haven't destroyed our industries.
Vice President
we
Biden. 2
we hardly
minutes,
have
you
any fucking
uninterrupted.
industries.
I mean, where's that money
Climate
going now? In the
change,
pockets of
climate
billionaires?
warming,
Probably.
Global warming is an existential threat to humanity. We have a moral obligation to deal with it. And we're told by all the leading scientists in the world we don't have much time. We're going to pass the point of no return within the next 8 to 10 years.
True.
If only
Former
you
years of
realize
this
that
man,
more, man.
eliminating
Only
all
you
the
realize
regulations
that
that were
more.
put in by us to clean up the climate, to clean up, to limit the limit of emissions, will put us in a position where we're going to be in real trouble. Here's where we have a great opportunity.
already are,
I was
dude.
able to get both all the environmental organizations as well as labor, the people worried about jobs, to support my climate plan. Because what it does, it will create millions of
does it
new,
do?
good-paying
No,
jobs.
what does it actually
We're going
do,
to
you
invest
fucking
in, for example,
geriatric fuck?
500,000, 50,000, excuse me,
Well, he's
50,000
talking about it-
charging
he's talking about it
stations
taking
on our
jobs, which is
highways,
what Americans
so that
actually
we
wanna
can
hear.
own
Yeah,
the electric
the-
car market of the future. In the
Climate
meantime,
change and
China
support
is
job
doing
growth.
that. We're going to be in a position where we're going to see to it that we're going to
Like,
take
whatever, I
4
think
million
this is-
existing
I'm
buildings
being honest.
and 2 million existing homes and retrofit them so they don't leak as much
could always
energy,
be better.
saving
We could
hundreds
always
of
be
millions
better
of
on
barrels
climate,
of
but
oil
whatever. It was
in the
already going
process
up there.
and creating significant number of jobs. And by the way, the whole idea of what this is all going to do, it's going to create
Bunch of
millions
malarkey,
of
right?
jobs. And it's going to clean the environment. Our health and our jobs are at stake. That's what's happening. And what right now, by the way, Wall Street firms indicated that my plan will in fact create 18.6 million jobs, 7 million more than his. This is from Wall Street. And I'll create $1 trillion more in economic growth than his proposal does. Not on
If
climate,
Biden does
just on the
nothing,
economy.
it'll create
President
more
Trump,
jobs
you're
than
right.
Trump
They
did.
came out and said very strongly, $6,500 will be taken away from families under his plan. That his plan is an economic
No,
disaster. If
that's
you look at what he
horseshit.
wants to do, you know,
Why do Republicans just pull
his
numbers
environmental
out of
plan, you know who developed it? AOC plus
I have no fucking idea.
They know nothing about the climate.
You
I
know
mean,
nothing.
she's got a good line of stuff, but she knows nothing about the climate. And they're all hopping through hoops for AOC plus 3.
He's just gonna take. He's just going to
Their
take a
real
jab
plan
at
costs
AOC,
$100 trillion.
even though she's not fucking
If we
running.
had the best year in the history of our country for 100 years, we would not even come close to a number like that. When he says
The
buildings,
Green New
I want
Deal
to take buildings
makes
down because I
money.
want to make bigger windows into smaller windows.
The Green New Deal makes
as far as they're
fucking money.
concerned, if you
The
had
Green
no
New
windows,
Deal
it would
has
be a lovely
jobs.
thing.
It's not
This is the
perfect, but it's
craziest
a
plan
start.
that anybody
It's-
has ever seen. And this
no
wasn't
plan is
done
ever
by
perfect.
smart people.
I mean,
this wasn't done by
but,
anybody.
like,
Frankly,
it does
I don't
have
even know
some
how it could be
legitimate
good
problems,
politically.
but it's a
They
step
want
in
to
the right
spend
direction. Something similar
$100
to the
trillion.
Green New Deal.
That's their real number. He's trying to
That's
say it
a
was 6.
that number is a
It's
lie, by the way.
$100 trillion.
Yeah,
They
the
want to
number's
knock
an
down
outright
buildings and build new
fabrication.
buildings with
Statistics
little
up here to,
tiny
like, show-
small windows.
It's a lot of
many other
Puma.
things.
Okay.
And many other
Hold
things.
Let me have the
directly out
Vice
of my
President
ass.
It
respond,
is
and we're running out of
crazy.
time, and we have a lot
And
more
you'll
questions to
destroy
get
our
to.
country.
So let's hear from the Vice
Five
President. I have a number more
questions.
questions.
I
The
don't know
fuck
where
is
he comes from.
AOC plus 3?
I don't know
That's
where
what he
comes
calls
up
the
with these numbers.
squad,
What,
yo.
100 trillion.
The squad.
If
Give me
he
a
was
break.
smart, he'd say
This
the Gang
plan
of Thor,
was-
but that
this
also
is
has a
plan
Chinese
endorsed by
connotation
every major environmental group and every
AOC
labor group.
2024, yo.
Labor. Because they know the future lies.
I don't even think she'll
The
actually
future
be old
lies
enough.
Yes,
must be
she
in
will.
Asian
I've
breed,
I've
and they know
settled
there are
this a
good jobs
million
and
times.
giddiness there. And by
yes,
the way,
she will.
the
I've already looked
fastest
it up.
growing
I've talked
industry
about
in
this on
America
stream a million times.
are-
Yes, she will.
is-
Let me be honest.
is-
He wants
is
to be
the
35.
Let's
the
have a
utility,
legitimate, honest
solar
conversation
energy
about this.
and
And
wind.
that is one of
He
the most
thinks wind
retarded
causes
fucking
cancer,
requirements
windmills.
in this
It's
entire
the
fucking
fastest
country.
growing
Why such a
job.
Oh, it is.
And they
arbitrary
pay
number?
good prevailing
Dude,
wages.
the
45,
fact
50 bucks an hour.
you have to be born
We
here and you have to be
can
over
grow
35.
and we can
I can
be
think of a
cleaner
way
if we
better
go the
fucking
route I'm proposing.
President Trump,
rules to have
please
in
respond,
place
and then I have
for
to
who
follow.
can be
Energy
president. I'll
independent
say
for the
this:
first
someone
time.
who's
We don't need all of these
mentally
countries that we had to fight
deficient
war over 'cause we needed
definitely
their
shouldn't
energy.
be
We're
president.
energy
Anyone,
independent. I know more
dude,
about
there's a
wind
million
You know what
reasons
I
to
think?
not
Well,
let
that's
Trump be
the
extremely
problem.
president.
I think that's kind
expensive.
of a slippery
Kills
slope,
all the
honestly.
birds.
No, it's not.
It's very intermittent.
Yeah, it
There are a lot of
actually is,
problems,
though.
and they happen to
Like-
make the windmills in both Germany and China. And the
Whatever.
fumes
I
coming
think
up,
the only
if you're a
requirement to be
believer in
president
carbon
is that you
emission,
have to be
the
an
fumes
illegal
coming
adult
up to make
and
these
be a citizen.
massive windmills is
No,
more
I
than
think you
anything that
shouldn't-
we're
I think
talking
if
about
you-
with
if you're
natural gas,
even,
which is very clean. One other thing.
Find me a
Solar.
scientist that said
If
that.
I
there's
love
even
solar,
like
but solar doesn't quite
an
have it.
Where do you draw the
accusation of
line?
criminal
Powerful
wrongdoing,
yet
that should be taken
really
care
run
of
our
before
big,
you
beautiful
are allowed to run
factories
for
that we
president.
need to
If you
compete
have
with the world.
taken
So
False.
it's
If-
all
if you have a
happening.
business-
But you know what we'll
Weed
do?
once in high school
We're
and
gonna have
got
the
busted
greatest
for it.
economy in
No,
the
I'm
world.
talking
But
about
if
like
you
a
wanna kill
serious
the
like
economy,
criminal
get
investigation.
rid of
That's what I'm
your
saying,
oil
like, where do you
industry.
draw, like,
You
the
want
line?
and what about fracking?
I don't know.
All right,
we
now
could
let
have,
me- let me have-
we don't
let
have
me
enough
allow
time to
Vice
talk
President
about
Biden
what
to
the
respond.
We could have a
Never
conversation
said
about that
I
sometime.
oppose fracking.
Yeah, we can.
You said it on tape.
I did show the tape. Put it on your website.
I'm just saying,
Put it
that,
on.
Put
like,
it on the website. The
whether
fact
I
of the
agree with
matter
that or
is
not
it's
is going to
flat
seriously
lying.
depend on where
Would you
the
rule
line
out
is
banning
drawn.
fracking?
I do rule out
Sugar
banning
cake.
fracking because the answer we need other industries to transition to get to ultimately a complete zero emissions by 2025. What I will do with fracking over time is make
That's
sure that we
unrealistic,
can
but
capture the emissions
good goal, I
from
guess.
the fracking, capture the emissions
Capture
from
the
gas.
emissions.
We can do that, and we can
I
do
mean,
that
there
by
are
investing
ways-
money.
there are ways to do
It's a
that.
transition
Come
to
on, buddy,
that.
wait a
I
minute.
have
What the
one
fuck are
more
you
question
saying
in
to
this
that?
pod, and then
Excuse
we
me,
have.
he was
You aren't
against
even my
fracking.
friend,
He said it. I
whatever.
will show that to you tomorrow. I am against fracking. Until he got the nomination,
I
went
love
to
how Trump is
Pennsylvania,
trying
then
to
he said,
convince us
but you know
all
what,
that
Pennsylvania?
Biden
He'll be
actually
against
has
it
a
very
good
soon because his
position.
party is totally
Like he's
against it.
desperate
Fracking
to
on
make us
federal
all.
land,
Yeah.
I said. No
He's
fracking
constantly
is
trying to like
oil
make
on
Biden
federal
look
Let me
bad
ask
on
this
things that
final
he doesn't even
question
agree
in
with
this
himself.
section, and then I want to move on.
You know
to
what I
our
mean?
final
Like, he's not gonna
section.
do anything
President
about
Trump,
fracking.
people of color are much more
So why is
likely
this
to
his
live
gotcha?
in oil
He has
refineries
the
and
same
chemical
position on bragging
In
as Joe
Texas, there are
Biden
families
probably
who worry the plants near them are making them sick. Your administration has rolled back regulations on these kinds of facilities. Why should these families give you another 4 years in office?
The families that we're talking about are employed heavily, and they're making a lot of money, more money than they've ever made.
Define
If you look
employed
at the
heavily.
kind of numbers that we
What the
produce
fuck
for
does that
Hispanic,
mean?
What's a lot
or
of money
Black,
to you?
or Asian,
Yeah.
What?
it's
Not being
9
in
times
debt?
greater the percentage gain
11
than it was
shillings,
under
5
in
pence?
3 years
Is
than
that
it
a
was
lot of money
under
to you,
8 years.
Donnie?
of the
Yeah, what's a lot of
two
money
of
to
them,
you, man?
to put
Negative
it nicely.
$5,000.
9 times more. Now,
$26,000 in debt.
lives, I have not heard
Need
the
a
numbers
small
or
loan
the
of $1 million?
statistics that you're saying, but they're making a tremendous amount of money economically.
Tremendous.
We saved it.
All right, I'm
And
gonna
I
take your
saved it
word for that.
again
Tremendous
a number
amount
of
of
months
money.
ago when oil was
Do it.
crashing because of the pandemic. We
Okay.
saved it. We got, say what you want about relationship, we got Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Russia
Okay,
to cut
do not
back
brag
way
about
back.
being
We
friends with
saved our
Saudi
oil
Arabia.
industry,
Do
and
not
now it's
brag
very
about being
vibrant.
friends
And
with
everybody
Saudi
has
Arabia.
very
That's not
inexpensive
even something to
gasoline.
brag
Vice
about.
President Biden,
No,
your
I'm not
response,
gonna
and
brag
then we're
about
going
it
to
all.
have a final question.
I'm friends with a
My
murderous
response
absolute
is that
monarchy.
those people
proud
live on
of
what
it.
they call fence lines. He doesn't understand this.
I know
They
that's
that.
what he
live
wants
near
to be.
chemical
It's
plants.
still
that, in
pretty
fact, pollute
stupid.
Chemical plants and
Now,
oil plants.
by the way,
and
people in the
refineries that
chat,
pollute.
that's a joke.
I
I
used
don't
to live
actually
near
think
that
he
when I
wants
was
an
growing up
absolute
in Claremont,
monarchy.
Delaware.
Maybe, but
And all
It is an
more
absolute
oil
monarchy.
refineries in Marcus Hook
What
and
we
the
live in
Delaware
right
River
now?
than there is
No,
any place in
Saudi
Oh,
Pennsylvania.
Arabia.
Used
no,
to
yeah,
at the
no, I'm
time.
not
And
denying
my mom
that.
would
I
get in
was
the
just
car
making a joke.
when there was first
Whatever.
frost
Don't worry.
to drive me to school, turn in the
There
windshield.
are
up,
people
there'd
who
be
want
oil
Trump
stuck in
as
the window.
king. Don't get
That's
me
why
wrong.
so many people
Oh
in
yeah,
my state
legitimately
were
there are
dying
some people who
and
want
getting
Trump as
cancer.
king.
The fact
Like,
that
uh,
frontline communities
don't hate the
is not what you're
Saudis,
paying
hate the
them. It
Saudi
matters
government,
how you
okay?
keep them safe.
The Sa-
What do you
most
do
Sa-
when you
most
impose
Saudi Arabian
restrictions
people
on the
are
pollutants
oppressed as
that
fuck.
pollutants coming
They
out
are
of
the
those fence
victims.
lines?
Okay, their government is the
Yeah.
oppressive fucking.
Okay.
It's
I
sad that we have to
final
clarify
Would you
question.
close
that
down the
because
oil
whenever I
industry?
say
Would
fuck
you
X
close down
country,
the
I'm
oil
By the
always
way, I have a
thinking of the
transition
government
from the
and
oil
people.
industry.
No, I
I
was
feel
just
like
saying. I was just saying that because
transition.
someone in the chat
That
said
is a
I
big
hate the
statement,
Saudis.
because
I'd be like,
I would stop
no, I hate the
because
government. I don't
Well,
hate
they're
the
probably
people.
talking about the royal family though. Probably.
significantly.
But
Here's
it
the
doesn't
deal.
hurt to
But you can't
clarify
say
it.
that-
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
let me finish
if
the
you talk
statement,
shit about the Thai
because it
royal
has to be
family,
replaced by
they have
renewable
Liz
energy
Majest.
over time.
So,
Over time.
yeah.
And
Who
I'd
they gonna
stop
molest?
giving to the oil industry. I'd stop giving them federal
Liz
subsidies.
Majest.
They won't give federal subsidies to the gas. Excuse me, to solar and wind.
I feel bad for the people
Why are we
there,
giving
dude.
it to oil
It
industry?
must
We
suck
actually
to
do
live
All
in
right.
Saudi
Solar and wind.
Arabia.
We
And
have
that's
one
maybe the
final
biggest
question.
statement in terms of
I'd rather
business.
die,
That's the
yo.
biggest statement.
Okay.
Yeah, he
Because
meant the
basically
government.
what he's
Final
saying is
question.
he's
All
going
right,
to destroy the oil industry.
Never hurts to bring that up.
Will you remember that, Texas? Will you
Okay.
remember that, Pennsylvania, Oklahoma?
Vice President Biden, let me give you 10 seconds to respond, and then I
Ohio.
have to get to the final question. Vice President Biden.
Oh
It
god.
takes everything out of context, but the point is,
Yeah, a
look,
bunch of malarkey,
we
right,
have
man?
to move toward net zero
Malarkey.
emissions. The first place to do that by the year
You laugh at
2025 is
malarkey
in energy
all the time.
production.
Oh my god,
by
because I can't
2050
believe
total.
that he says
All right.
the word
One
Is he gonna
final
get
question
China
for
to
both
do
of
it?
you. No, we're finished with
Is
this.
he
We
going
have
to
to
get
move on
China
to
to
our
do it?
final question. We
No,
have to
I'm
move
going
on
to
to our final
rejoin Paris
question.
Accord and make China abide by what they agreed to.
All right,
That'll
this
cost you
is
$1
about
trillion.
leadership, gentlemen. And this first question does go to you, President Trump. Imagine this is your inauguration day. What will you say in your
He's
address to
gonna have to.
Americans who did not vote for you? You'll each have 1 minute, starting with you, Mr.
We have to make a country totally successful as it was prior to the plague coming in from China.
Okay, but
now
it's
we're
not,
rebuilding it,
though.
and we're doing record numbers. 11.4
What are you gonna do?
million
We
jobs
have
in
to
a
make
short period of
America
time,
great.
etc.
I'm not going to
But
tell
we're
you
gonna
how,
go
but
back.
we're just going to do it.
Before the
It's
plague
gonna be
came in,
great.
just before,
It's gonna
I
be
was
wonderful,
getting calls
amazing.
from
I've
people
got a
that were
question.
not
We're gonna do
normally
we're gonna
people that
do
would call
things,
me.
all the
They
things,
wanted to get
great
together.
things.
We had the
I got
best
things in my
black
head. We're gonna
Why-
do
unemployment
them.
numbers in
Why
the
is
history
it
of our
MAGA
country.
instead of CAG
Hispanic,
then? Weren't you doing
women,
CAG for a
Asian,
while?
people with
Yeah, they were.
diplomas, with no
It's on-
diplomas,
it's on some of their
MIT
flags.
graduates,
What
number one
happened
in
to
the
CAG
class.
then?
Everybody had the best.
Not even
fucking
they could
know.
You know
abide
what?
by
The
that,
other
dude.
side
Not
wanted
even
to
the
get
idiot
together.
Trump
They wanted to
supporters
unify.
could abide by
Success is going
keep
to bring us
America
together.
CAG.
We are on the road to
CAG.
success, but I'm cutting
I
taxes.
think
and he
it
wants
shows
to
a
raise
failing that they
everybody's
couldn't make
taxes, and
America
he wants
great
to put
again.
new
They
regulations
couldn't
and
keep
everything.
America
He
great
will
to begin
kill it.
with.
If
I
he
think they were
gets in,
afraid of,
you
like,
will
getting
have a
called
depression, the
CAGs or
likes of
something
which
like
you've never seen. Your 401ks will go to
Faggots.
hell, and it'll be a very, very sad day for this country.
All right.
401ks
Vice
are
President
already
Biden,
going
same
to hell,
question
by the
to you.
way.
What will you say
Thanks to
during
you
your inaugural
Republicans.
address to Americans who did not vote for you?
I
say
bet you 2-1 if
I'm an
Republicans
American
get the
president.
fucking majority,
I
they're
represent
going
all
to
of
raise
you,
the
whether you
retirement
voted
age
for
to
me or against
85.
me. And I'm going to make sure that you
I
have
can't stop hearing an accordion when Trump
We're going to
talks.
move. We're going to choose science over
I
fear.
wish I
We're gonna
had an
choose hope
accordion.
over fear. We're going to choose to move forward because we have enormous opportunities to make things better. We can grow this economy. We can deal with the systemic racism. And at the same time, we can make sure that our economy is being run and moved and motivated by clean energy, creating millions of new jobs. And that's the fact. That's what we're going to do. And I'm going to say, as I said at the beginning, what is on the ballot here is the character of this country.
I wish Carl Sagan
Decency,
was still alive.
Honor, respect, treating people with dignity, making sure that everyone has an even chance.
I wish
And I'm
George
gonna
Carlin
make sure
was
you
still
get
alive.
That. You have
I'd
not
love
been
to
here
hear
the last 4 years.
I'd love to hear his
All right,
comedy
I wanna
about this
thank
whole
you both
election.
for a
Make
very
everything
robust hour and a half, a fantastic
It would
debate.
make
Really
everything feel
appreciate it.
better. Like,
President
just
Trump,
being able to turn
former
on a
Vice
George
President
Carlin
Joe
special
Biden.
and listen to
Thank
him
you
make
to
fun of
Belmont
this.
University for hosting us
Even if I didn't
tonight. And most
completely agree with
importantly,
him, it would
thank you
just
to those
instantly make my
watching
day
tonight.
better.
Election
make this
Day,
whole
election
November
easier.
3rd.
I
Don't
don't agree with
forget
Carlin
to
on
vote.
everything. Don't
Thank
get
you,
me wrong.
everyone.
He was a
and have a
fucking
great
genius when
night.
it came. No,
Thank you.
Well, yeah.
undeniably. I mean, I don't think that even needs to be said. But
He initially he didn't want to be.
I like how people are pausing for the end of our civilization. Okay.
Did Biden answer the
Please,
question, or did Biden answer
please.
first?
Trump
Biden
answered
answered
first.
second. Yeah.
Why is Melania on?
I don't know.
I love how
Oh, if they're late,
Melania's finally
late.
wearing a fucking mask, yo. Oh, Biden's got his mask on. Everyone but Trump's got a mask on, ironically
Yeah.
enough. Mr.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm immune now, guys. I'm totally immune. I got it once. It's fine. I'm good.
You know what would have been hilarious? What if Melania walked up and gave Biden a hug instead?
Dude, what if Biden bending down right there to talk to the moderator was like, you know Trump's not wearing a mask, right? Fucking
Yeah.
probably should
Fucking
do
liberal.
something about that.
Yeah, fucking libtard.
God. Well, this was a shit show. I'm
I
glad
mean,
we-
this was somewhat tolerable compared to the
Well-
first one and that fucking third party
Yeah.
one.
I was trying to keep us from talking over it too much, but now that I think of it, I'm kind of glad we talked over it, most of it. But this was fucking garbage.
Oh yeah. And also, like, we did have the fucking the captions up so people could read if they got roasting our bickering and fucking banter. Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate all you guys who fucking watched this shit. It was fun talking about. Yeah. Go ahead.
Thanks for bearing with us through this fucking shit one more time.
Also, Jamie, plug your thing because you didn't plug it yet. Plug your thing.
What? Oh yeah. By the way, so guys, well, first of all, if y'all want to watch me, y'all can come check out my channel. Links down there in the description. But also, I'm raising a bit of money over on my channel. If anyone would like to donate, I'm trying to like raise some money so that I can go see a doctor and finally get on HRT. So if anyone would like to contribute to that, my link is down in the description. If anyone wants to support me on Streamlabs or just come to my channel and watch, become a patron maybe.
I call it the Give Jamie Boobs Fund.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I need boobs.
It's it's the titty fund.
I'll have very small titties, but I'll have titties eventually.
Give her your
Boobs
boob money.
nonetheless. Boobs nonetheless.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for chilling out. If you decide to watch the debate with us instead of anyone else, I really appreciate that. You guys are fucking awesome.
Fuck Vosh, okay, and his fucking 15K.
Yeah, fuck DFF.
Fuck
all
DFF
these
and
entertaining people.
Fuck DFF and their fucking paywall for this shit. We don't even charge nothing. We do it for free, yo. We do it for fucking free.
Yeah, we're a couple cheap ass hoes. So
you guys talked over
tomato.
You guys talked over Trump mostly. I could hear Biden, but not Trump. Well, that was by design. For the guys, we all know what Trump has to say. No, literally.
It's all right. You didn't miss anything.
I tried to shut up when Biden was talking, and I thought he might be saying something interesting. But yeah, no, we all know what Trump's gonna say. It's the same shit. I'm good. I'm amazing. I did the best job of anybody ever.
Yeah, I've got the biggest penis of anybody who's ever existed, including myself.
Like, listen to one of Trump's recent interviews, and you will hear every single talking point that he used in this debate.
Or just check out one of his rallies, because it was basically just him talking to himself. Anyway.
That's all it ever is.
So, yeah. All right, we're gonna call that a night.
Hell yeah, dude. Fuck this
All right, I
shit.
think
Fuck
that's a night.
Trump. Fuck Biden. Fuck the election. Fuck the goddamn government and the whole fucking country, except for those of you that I like.
Yeah, you know who you are.
Yeah. Hopefully you do.
All right, good night, guys. Take it fucking sleazy.
Peace out and piss off, yo. Have a
До свидания.
have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, sodomize your own anus.
Really?
What? I wanted to go out on a high note.
Oh, you were high, all right.
Yeah, no,
When is he
I'm not.
not?
I don't know. When he's
I'm
asleep,
actually-
probably.
I don't have any weed right now. I've just been having to like sip some wine.